grab that shit back like
Come down like like a magical Karen, son.
a magical
If
Karen.
I remember correctly, I think Minster hit fucking
Does
Mister,
it
didn't
belong
he?
to you?
Didn't he fuck? I
Can I
think
I
speak to
hope so.
your mentor, please? Can I speak to your
I
mentor?
think I read a book where
Humanoid creature.
Minster fucked Mister.
Oh hell yeah. I'm pretty sure he did. Or I think wasn't it where like he was so into the weave and her magical glory that like he got an orgasmic experience from it or some shit. Basically,
He
he
could have
fucked her. I mean,
sworn he
basically, it was.
fucked.
I mean,
He
it
gave
was a
pussy.
magical meta fucking.
My head hurts, man. What the fuck are we talking about?
Talk about
I
mortals
can't
fucking
get
I
gods.
reduced.
just said, just love this magic. So fucking powerful.
Reduced person wouldn't work on the
Suddenly his hands are
that's
just
humanoid.
fucking dripping. He's like, oh shit.
For
Like
real.
what?
I think Mister turned him into a. I remember reading Mister turned him into a woman for like 3 years or something like that, and he was a priestess of hers.
Yeah, he was a cleric. He was still fucking.
Hmm
He was like, I don't give a damn. I think he's pansexual. I men still don't give a damn.
So none of y'all sent wondrous items, so I'm not crafting shit.
Shut the fuck up. You got like all those goddamn fucking images I sent you. You didn't want to pick any one of them. Don't talk crap, bro. I will put you back in the goddamn sweatshop, bro. Stop it.
Oh,
Stop it.
that's not his
Stop it.
responsibility.
First
Nobody.
it's oh, you guys trying to get me to do some shit. I'ma retrain it. Now no one wants to fucking talk to you. Now
No
it's
crack whips.
no
Nah,
one wants to say anything. So I guess I'm gonna like, bro.
This
If
nigga
you don't
say
want to do like item creation feats, don't fucking do it, bro. Like seriously, don't like. You fucking pissing me off now. Okay, you pissing me off.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
Clement.
he was bringing up what I
I
said.
sent
I said
I sent
everybody
this
should.
dude. I sent them image after image after image after.
well,
Did
yeah,
I have to put it
you
in?
Pick
have to pick
one.
one. You have to pick
She,
one.
this man picked like
I no no
I,
no 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 no. I sent
here's
you
10.
easy 500 GP ones when we were talking about affordable starter freaking items.
you
Pick
said
one.
pick one.
I said pick one. I literally said pick. I said pick it. I don't care which one you do. Surprise me, motherfucker. Like do whatever the hell is you want to go ahead and do. Just make the
He
shit.
said,
Like,
surprise me. That's what you should have
like,
said.
what else? What else do you want me to
Alright.
say to you, bro? Like, you're not a lamp. I'm gonna start stroking you a little bit. Well, I really hope you give me fucking this item. Like,
Yo, Lou,
come on, bro. Just make the shit.
See,
I need my.
Loki, that's what I want. Let me know what you want me to build you.
Come on, man.
I don't
I
know
already
what's
told.
best for your character.
I already told you.
Well, you heard him. He says he wants you to surprise
Plus,
him. He
plus,
said,
plus two
I
wisdom. Anything. You
just
want to
make
give me a plus two
just
wisdom
make what
sock? That's
make
fine. I'll
any.
take it.
Raheem been saying that shit all night. It was like
I
fucking
can't
5 o'clock
make
in the
that.
morning yesterday. This motherfucker was saying, "Give me a +1 wisdom item." You know what people want, bro.
I can't make that though.
All right.
It's
Yeah,
plus.
Then I'm good.
It's minimum +2, +2, +4, +6.
that's bullshit. I've
They
actually seen
go
+1s before,
even
but whatever.
numbers.
Nah,
Where?
we've seen +1s before.
Yeah, with manuals and tomes. That's it. But that's because those are inherent bonuses.
That's
Those
No,
are
I've
different.
limits.
seen +1
I've seen a
wisdom like
tome of thought +1 through
items. Like
+5. That's it. A wisdom
If
and
you
bone.
have
A wisdom enhancing gives +1.
I need my sheet.
Off the
I need my
yeah,
minor
sheet.
on a minor
You gotta have
natural
to
item
show
list,
me.
I
I ain't
think
never
it's
seen
yes.
no
plus
shit
two.
like that.
I need my sheet.
That must be some third party shit or something. I don't know where the fuck that came
unless we got 2,000 gold laying around, I can't make that headband.
It ain't
Right.
too. No, you don't. Wait, how much? Oh, it is a
It's
4K. It's a
4,000 for a
4K. That's
plus
right. It
two.
is a
No
4K item.
worries.
2,000. 2K.
I need nothing. I'm good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right, so
This is.
Quindamere,
I need my sheet though.
I thought I sent you these here.
Waylon gives you the 5 memory bind.
Let me find out it's in here.
No, you never
Oh,
sent me my
okay.
sheet.
Oh,
You
Lucian's
sent me
fear.
Lucian's.
I'm
Send
like,
me the.
I'm hearing
I
mad
could have
voices.
swore I sent him. All right, as they see her.
What'd you say, Watson?
Um, Waylon when he meets up with you, he goes, "I have something for you. It is called memory bind. It is a particular alchemical item.
Oh, damn.
When
You
you
starting.
drink it, when you drink it,
That-
make sure you drink it in the morning before you do your normal rituals for memorizing your spells. And it will increase and expand your mind in a way that will allow you to memorize more spells than you normally could, particularly those of the first magnitude."
Hmm.
And he unrolls his cloth, and you see 5 vials of memory bind.
What kind of magic is this? Is this an alchemical wonder that you have been working on, brother? He looks it up, pulls it up. He's like inspecting it, putting in light and shit, trying to see if he can even pick up any kind of detect any magical residue on it.
It
Witchcraft.
is it is not magic. It is alchemy. It approaches the effects of magic, but it's not quite.
Do some kind of special incense.
It is a concoction taken together by distilling certain natural occurring plants and remedies in the area.
And I burn it in a pipe.
No, you drink it.
Hmm.
And I make sure to add a little nectar so it has a sweetened taste. Normally, it would be a little bitter.
I will make sure to make use of this on the first adventure we embark on after we are done preparing.
Just
Uh,
remember to drink it in the morning before you prepare.
well, I prepare my spells at night, brother. You know this,
Go to bed. But
right? For Rasmus, unless it doesn't matter because he's an arcane caster. But I could have sworn Pharasma prepares spells at night, unless that's only when you're praying for spells.
I think that may be when you're praying. I don't know. But I thought all arcane casters memorize their shit when they first wake up. But then again, that may be a 3.5 thing. And then he turns around to Rakim and Nasir and Kaldem, and he goes, "For you three, I have concocted a new poison. It is called
Shit on
the
my list.
gnomic serum. It is a particular serum that was actually created by accident. The people who made this particular serum was trying to make a solution that can cure mental illness. But in their endeavors, in their failure, they wound up creating this particular poison. What this poison does is when it gets into the bloodstream of a particular individual, it affects their mind in a way that reduces their cognitive abilities and also reduces their ability to see with perfect sight. It is described as giving them double vision.
Hmm.
So, mechanically speaking, it does 1d2 wisdom damage, and creatures get like a 50% mischance on its attacks against all opponents.
mm, damn nice.
I will keep this particular poison on me. Not that I do not trust you with it, but you do not have the skill to apply the poison without a chance of poisoning yourself. It is better for me to keep the poisons on me and simply apply them to you when we are in the field. I still have this particular one that I just made. I still have the glass urchin venom poison, the goblin berry is poison, and the nettlewood sting needles poison. So anytime we are in a particular bind and we need a little extra something, don't worry, I have your back.
It would seem you have something for everything.
That is the plan.
It's got a potion for everything, huh?
Yeah, when you see him now, you see him decked out. He opens up his coat, and where there was empty pockets before, you see almost every pocket filled up with a vial or something.
Fly yourself, lined with vials and shit.
Mm-hmm.
What are you buying? Yeah, my doom just became a merchant. Welcome, stranger.
You guys
All
see
right.
workers coming to and fro on that plot of land that we got, carrying.
I asked you a question, Lewis. Did you see it?
If you have craft alchemy yourself, yeah.
It has to be a craft check to know something.
And know about an alchemical item, I would say
Nothing else.
yeah.
Nothing else that I have.
Maybe appraise. I don't. Well, no, that would determine the worth, really. No, not really. I mean,
Okay,
it's like
I just take Wayland's word for it. That's good.
yeah.
It's
I
I'm
all
mean,
glad it
about
worked out that way.
it's like I don't know. It's like asking the specifics to like the way your greatsword's built. So I'd say make a weaponsmith check to like know that shit.
Okay.
Um. Okay, yeah. So last we left off was your characters have
For the record, Quindamere has no money, right? Making sure. I feel like that was never quite confirmed,
listen. This is what's
denied.
there. This is what's there for
There's a
now.
lot of shit in the treasure pool still, to be honest.
Actually, the candles were claimed by the monks, so
I claim the magic missile wand.
Madden someone's claimed. The rest of that stuff,
magic missile. All right, then add that
Yeah,
shit.
everything else can go.
Yeah.
rest of that stuff is sitting out on
That shit look like.
an
I
open
thought somebody
plank.
needed that resistance cloak. Could be wrong. I thought somebody needed that.
I mean, like, someone could use it.
I don't need the resistance look because the medallion that I got earlier, that's like the Thessalonian thing, already
that-
gives
yeah, gives
resistance.
you-
So I actually updated my sheet with that too, just a while ago. You can get rid of that ring of force shield though, you know what I mean? Like no one needs no force shield.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really cares about a shield.
Nope.
There it is.
Well, we can't make or sell any of this stuff because the fucking city's too small.
The ring of force shields. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem with that one. Definitely over the.
Waylon, I thought you said that you could sell everything if we just leave it in your capable hands.
Well, it is a good thing that the wagon has been turned into the very first shop of Deep Pockets department store. And
Deep
it is
Pockets department.
and it is on wheels, meaning we can roll it right down over there, down the coast to Maglemar, where we would be able to sell the item with very little difficulty.
We couldn't have done that over the fucking couple of weeks. That's crazy.
I mean, I'd say I mean, I'd say after that much time, your characters could have gotten it sent off to, or found somebody um from Magnamar that would have wanted it. Yeah. Uh,
We had like at least a month's downtime, so
it's 2
even
months
if we were
then.
doing these things, I imagine we could just hire someone to go there and come back, pay a tax on whatever the hell we end up selling the shit for, and then
I think it
going
would be
from
more
there.
fun for me to just get on a wagon and travel down there. It's a caravan after all.
I don't have a problem with any of this. It's just time. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, do we have the time to get to
Travel to
where to?
Maglamar from here. I think it was like 3 days travel or something like that, wasn't it?
I would love to do everything in character too, Matt. You only have 3 hours. You feel me?
Right.
Uh,
Some stuff needs to be off
Like, I would love to be like, well, just,
panel.
just take the ride. Now we're just Oregon trailing it all the way fucking, all the way fucking back to bar. See what the hell happens. Random
17.
encounter? No? Okay, cool. Sell our shit, come back. Like, I would love to do that. Trust me, I would.
Because I
But
know
I'm just like,
Waylon and Quentin made the trip just to check
Acrobatics
out.
should be a 5. My perception should be a 5. My sense motive should be a 5, and my stealth should be a 5. What's happening?
It is. Oh,
It's not on the sheet. It's not. That's
wait,
the
it's
problem.
wait, it's what? Hold up.
Because I remember I changed the when I sent it to you. So the acrobatics should be at 5. Sense motive should be at 5. Stealth should be at 5. Perception should be at 5. I shouldn't have knowledge engineering. I mean knowledge engineering and knowledge local. I shouldn't have that. And the I took ranks off the intimidate. A rank off the
Alright,
intimidate.
knowledge engineering's gone.
Knowledge
Knowledge
local gone.
knowledge local. And you wanted okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I put that in the thing for you, but I don't know.
I thought I changed it around, but
Yeah, I thought we did. I thought we did too. What did I move? Those 2 points you could put into sense motive and make that 5, and take the ranks out of intimidate. Put 1 in perception and 1 in acrobatics.
all right, let me talk my.
acrobatics. Okay.
That should be 5, rank 5 in acrobatics, 5 in sense motive, 5 in perception, and 5 in stealth. And I have 1 in climb and 1 in escape artist, and 1 in knowledge religion.
I have to change name to this. Rename. Come on. Alright. Update. Let me see your updated.
And I think also Icarus and Waylon's initiative wasn't updated.
I'm sorry.
+5.
And mine is +3, but you still get the +2 on mine.
All right.
Wait, what's +3?
My initiative.
Oh, because your dex went up. That's right.
And mine's is +5.
Your initiative?
Yeah, I've improved initiative.
Oh wow. How long was shit like that? Wait, you what'd you retrain?
I didn't retrain anything.
Oh, never mind. I see it. Oh, so since first edition, I've had +1 on your sheet since first. All right. Ah, shit. Um, I was in the middle of liquidating this shit. Oh, that's right. 664. And then the Bastard Sword. 49. We add this to 4589. 6795. Amongst claim that. Oh, actually, no, that's right. Yeah. I'll just- Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we'll say, I don't know, Waylon and whoever took a, or hired somebody or whatever to take a trip to fucking Magnamar. I mean, I'd play that out, but honestly, I mean, there's a part in the adventure where they got to go to Magnamar anyway, and I wanted that to be the experience and not downtime shit.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Damn.
Like, yeah. In other words, the pieces went to Magnamar a little too early, but it was just to sell a fucking ring. But it was just to sell a ring. I'm sure any other party would have kept the ring if they had like a fighter or a fucking, or a paladin in the group. But
Yeah.
no, this is not that
Right.
party. This is not that party makeup.
No.
Okay, plus 6, 7, 9, 5, 11.
Yeah.
All right. Save. There you guys go. There is 11,000 to still play with, which
11,000.
I think it's the alchemist and wizard got their very used their share immensely.
I need a minute. Actually, I don't. Let me get my headset.
So yeah, so your character still got 11,000 to play with. More more whatever gear you can get in town. Anything below 1,300, 75% chance you can find it. You got Waylon who can brew potions at half price. You got Icarus that can wondrous item at half price. You got Quinn the Mirror that can scribe scroll half price. Um, and then there was any more capital the characters wanted to earn, et cetera, et cetera. You've got time. Um, so yeah, I'd say that first week characters were busy going back and forth to Pistol Top, getting all this stuff. And then for the next several weeks after that, your characters were were hailed as heroes, given citizenship, given a plot of land to build your abode, at which Waylon went straight to work. Your characters,
Hmm.
the Hobgoblin brothers went to the Bluestone Academy where they met the Pavaga had returned and is there to guide them in their training.
What's that thing?
Um,
I saw you listed a name for it. What the hell's? He's got a name.
yeah, he's got a name.
Shit looked even harder to say than Pavaga.
Honestly, I wrote it out in the AI chat and I forgot how I had originally spelled it. But he says it in the thing, and I was like, "Fuck, how did I spell that though?" Um, where is it?
It was a weird ass name.
It's like something with an R.
Oh, Radian.
Radian.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
that's not bad.
Radian.
So real quick about my character sheet. Two quick things. All right. One, I've decided to put a little excitement in the mix. I'm gonna keep rolling my HP, yo, and I'm gonna let the dice take me where they will, yo.
Where's your HP at right now? What's your HP?
40.
The dice
I
too.
have 30, my guy. Wait a minute.
You have what?
I have 30 HP right now. Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it, yo. I'm gonna do it. I'm rolling them.
I've been rolling it. Fuck it. Join the dark side.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
took some
shit.
averages in
That's
there
right.
too. I'm just gonna roll them, yo. I'm gonna roll
I
them from
took
now on.
I took
Now
I
to
took
level
average.
20, I'm rolling them. I don't
took
care.
one average. I took one average.
He's been now to level 20.
I'm gonna do it, yo.
I rolled one.
Here's level 4. It's a D10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Okay.
Oh,
It is level 5.
That's 42.
Okay, all right. I'll take it.
7, 8, so
Yeah.
47. 7.
Listen, if it's truly an average, it'll average out eventually. You know,
right,
we'll see.
right.
Hey,
We're gonna
you know
test that
what?
theory.
That's
The
true.
problem
We're gonna
is
test that
you
theory,
That's
bro.
true. That's true. You might roll a 10, which will make up for the 2, which will
Right.
average you back out.
All right.
just messed
The other quick thing. You remember I had readjusted my stats with you, the skills. So it's really just I took 1 rank in swim and 1 rank in climb,
Yeah.
and I took 2 in intimidate instead of the 2 and the 2.
Combining our intimidate together? Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, you're saying you're taking out climb and swim and putting it into intimidate.
No, I had.
Oh, it's supposed to be 1 climb, 1 swim, 2 intimidate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I have that here. Okay. Yeah, I have it here.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
the
know
only
if
thing I
I
saw
don't
on
know
the
if
sheet. That
I don't know if it didn't update on your end.
yeah, no, I got 0 on the intimidate.
I know. Yeah,
but
okay.
that's
I know
fine.
why.
As long as you got it,
It's the same.
whenever we get to it, we get to it. Yeah.
It happens anytime I send somebody their shit on WhatsApp. If I don't change the name of the file, it just sends the old one for some reason.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm
All right.
like, oh my god, I guess I had to have to change the name of the file and then send it. Stupid, doesn't make sense, but
So
because
yeah. So right away, like I said, you guys would start to notice over the next few weeks or whatever that Rakeem is just looking like he's getting fucking skinny. He's looking fucking tired.
Damn.
Like he just looks like he's burning it at both ends. And hasn't really given anybody an explanation why. But at some point early on in the downtime, Icarus, he's gonna come to you. And wherever the hell you're at, I don't know where
I
you'd be
would
at.
be. Is there a library here? Yeah.
there's an academy, and then
The library in Bluestone.
there's a library at Bluestone, but they only really let Rory.
Yeah, I'm not that.
She gets a pass though,
Right.
right? We could work that
Because
out.
we
got it
bought
for Quindamere.
Right.
I'll just be.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
gonna-
the I think the DC was like the diplomacy DC was 25, but that's gonna be lowered down, probably more like 15 now. So
I could just
which
take 10
which
on that.
Icarus could take 10 and
Actually,
pass. So
I think Icarus could probably use the
Yeah.
influence to capital to get in there.
I could.
yeah, I know. I think every point of influence you use add +1 bonus to like to a skill check or some shit like that. Oh,
That's
speaking
good.
of speaking of
You know
which,
what?
um,
Oh, go ahead.
this right here.
Lie of the Lost Coast.
So we're at the top where you see corruption, crime, economy, law, all that.
Mhm.
Those bonuses actually apply within the town. They and I'm telling you guys this in case I forget. Those modifiers basically, where is it? There's a +1 bonus on the economy, which means it will apply to all craft, perform, and profession checks when you're generating income. As for lore, this means this measures not only how willing the citizens are to chat and talk with visitors, but also how available and accessible its libraries and sages are. That that lore modifier applies in diplomacy checks for gathering information and for knowledge check when you use the city's
Okay.
resources.
That's perfect.
Which I forgot, which means when you did that Plains check and on top of the +4 from the books and at the blue stone, the city modifier should have added another +2 to that.
So actually, if you're gonna be at the library, right?
Yeah.
Just
Studying law books.
as sort of a flavor thing, I'd like to say that I was there waiting for you at the library, right? Or like we set up a time to meet there or something.
Yeah.
You walk into the library, I'm sitting in a chair, and I'm just slumped over,
Kind of like hurries her
like
step towards you.
like dead, slumped.
Rakeem, are are you okay?
You get no response.
I'm gonna heal check him.
And Lou, I'm doing the that 1 point move action thing portion of it. Key meditation.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're not sure. You just know he has there's no breathing, there's no pulse, nothing. You don't know what the hell happened. It's as if he just died.
Dang, son.
Oh. So she becomes just a tiny bit frantic, and she calls Rakeem's name again. Just like trying to shake him to see if maybe something will rouse him.
All right. Yeah. So the second you shake me, there's just this definite like I'm just drawing in breath, like like just like I hadn't been breathing in I don't know how long, and I'm looking around like mad confused.
Rakeem! Heavens, I feared the worst.
how how long? And I'm just like mad disoriented, like because I'm gonna say that this is like the first time I ever pulled this off. How long have I been down here? But now it's more of like I just want to know. Like I'm kind of shaking, grabbing your arms, like
I don't know. It's you were down here since I came into
What
the
year is it?
Yeah, seriously, it's definitely one of those moments. I think I've done it. I think I figured it out, Chris.
Well, enlighten me.
I'm just well. All right, we pushed ourselves to the limits in Thistletop, and I was to the limit of what I felt damage I could stand, and I started to think, what are the other boundaries I can push here? And I started to feel that perhaps I didn't need as much of the things that we normally do, and I could just use my key instead. And I mean, I don't think I need air. I don't think I need to sleep. I don't think I need to eat anything.
Well, that sounds great.
I think I could do this forever. This is
Rakeem, look at you. You're skin and bones.
I mean, now, but I mean, now that I figured it out, you know, it can only get better from here. I didn't know what I was doing before. Now I've got it under control. I've figured it out. But
Yo.
I'm glad you came here. There's a couple things I need to ask you. One, how do you do it? How do you what you did back there with Nualia? I've been thinking it over. And after everything that she's done or was trying to do, you wanted to spare her. How is it? Does not every fiber of your being just demand that you slay her to show that you've won?
Well, she puts her books down. She kind of like sits next to you, and she takes a deep breath. Being a physician, you meet all kinds of characters. People that are against your religion. You meet some very bad people. Some people have done terrible things, but regardless of what they've done, your job is to heal them. And that's a mindset that I've had since I've been here. So yes, every fiber of my being, every thought was telling me to kill her where she stood, but it didn't feel right. Because you never know. It's that what if factor. And it goes with when you're healing someone in the you healing someone in the church, is what if that one deed could change their entire life? They're at their deathbed, and someone who is opposing religion saves them. Maybe that brings a fresh look on life. I believe that there is always something that can change in a person. And it can be changed for the better. And maybe that's just wishful thinking or, ignorance. But it's something I've stood by since I got here. Coming from Nindal, you're always looking over your shoulder. And this is a point where I feel like I don't have to. So I want to spread that feeling to other people. I guess I am a reckless optimistic.
Well, I have to say I feel that you've said exactly how it felt. It felt right somehow. It hasn't been that way. I've wanted to kill every single thing we came across, and I'm sure you've seen me end things as they lay on the ground helpless in front of me. I felt I was claiming victory. It didn't make me feel any better. But what you did for Nawalia, that struck a chord with me somehow.
My
I'm
line of
trying to
work,
figure it out.
in my line of work, killing is not normally what we, unless it's like gravely required. So killing someone who's helpless or it's not natural. And I will I admit that sometimes in this I could be wrong. They don't change and I have to live with that burden. The people that I've healed who could have been murderers or rapists or whatever go back and do what they continue to do. That's a burden that I have to live with. But sometimes you just feel it. And I never I never go back on that feeling because it's not always. And I'm glad you saw that because not every victory involves killing someone.
That music came in at a right time. Well, you've definitely given me something to think about. I'm going to have to do a lot more of that. But also, I have something a little more embarrassing I need to ask of you. I was a little harsh in Thistletop, and I believe that I made some sort of remark about you treating it as window shopping in Sandpit. And I apologize for that. Especially because I feel that I need your help window shopping in Sandpoint.
Well, apology is was no need, but I gladly accept it. Well, we can definitely take you window shopping, and since I have been becoming more entwined with the locals here, I feel like we might be able to pull some strings to help out a little bit.
Thank you. And so, yeah, Lou, like we don't have to go through a whole shopping thing because I don't want to bog everyone down, but I already told you what I need. So I don't know if you want to list the things, Lou, the places, or if you just want to like brush over that and I'll get to it later. But
No, yeah, no, we talked about it because you were gonna
yeah,
like surprise everybody.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so the two of you went about town for that day and went to the markets and asked around, gathered some information. With Icarus doing most of the talking, and um, and yeah, you were able to gather the you were able to gather the materials.
sweet. Um, the second thing I had was for Waylon and Quindamere. I felt I needed to talk to them. And that would probably come maybe like a couple weeks after that discussion there. Um, and you know what? Now that it went the way it did, I'd probably drag Icarus along as well.
Of course you'd go.
Um, yeah, I'd say during the time Quindemir's mostly been busy. Um, he's around town a lot. He goes to the Turandok Academy and talks with the sages. He's brushing up on his knowledge. He's also hitting the libraries up. He's looking for he's anytime he hears anybody in town or he'll ask around, has anybody got any magic scrolls, and he'll look through some scrolls until he finds the one that he wants. He's been doing that for the days. He'll come running to Waylon like, "Hey, I need to pull this I need to pull this money out so I can buy this scroll and buy that scroll and do this." Um and then on top of that, he's been sometimes you'll see him out there doing Hera readings. And in fact, I don't know if you got the chance to read it, but he wanted to do everybody's Hera reading, a personal Hera reading for each character if they
I'm
were
not paying for
interested.
that. I'm not paying for that shit.
I think Lewis, I would love to do this Harrow reading. I think I need one more week.
That's fine.
I think I
That's
need one
fine.
more week.
That's fine because
Yeah.
the way I can time it is that like instead of the harrowing. I mean, because your character, what did I say? It's 2 months downtime. Um, I can easily say that like um the harrowing like happened. I could point it out as like a flashback. Like it doesn't happen during the adventure. Like it's something that
Hmm.
happened like maybe before they left. Like they
Hmm.
like they know they're about to get into some. They might be getting to something. Well, I say Quinn to me is aware that they're about to get into something big again. So he's like, I'd like to do if anybody's interested in another Hera reading. So like that event, we could say would take place like a day or two before like they ever left or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, we can give it another week. I mean, not a big deal.
Thanks.
Not a big deal. It gives me more time to memorize it better.
Yeah, that's 54 cards.
I was studying that
54
late.
cards to remember, really.
I was
I mean,
studying
I
that.
could
Well,
refer to the
that's what I'm
manual,
saying.
but
Yeah, like I didn't bother memorizing what each card because they said you're supposed to just reference it anyway,
Mhm.
and then like you tell it to the person that sees the card and they're supposed to interpret what they want from it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I didn't bother memorizing that, but I did what I wanted to memorize was how it's done, how it's performed. How what card gets picked and how it's set up.
Mhm.
That's the important part.
Oh, I think I know how to do that. Basically,
But yeah.
well, whenever you want to go over it, I can go over it with you.
Yeah, it's a matter. Yeah, we have to discuss which one he would want to do, the standard array or the I was thinking the path was another option.
Right.
I'm just glad I'm
Or
getting a reading because I was gonna be kind of salty if NPCs got their shit read before me, and I'm the one that's your fucking brother and like in the same party with you, came out the
Giving
same
out
womb as you.
giving
Like
out readings to the whole village. You
I'm
can't
The
even get
saying,
one.
official reading will happen to party members first, but all the NPCs and the townsfolk and the people I'm fucking
They're getting swindled.
leveraging and shit, yeah, they're getting the off-panel fucking bootleg reading. You know what I mean?
I see money and
You
love.
die next week. Sorry, buddy. That's 50 GP. You know what I mean? Like getting the bullshit reading.
um as for Waylon, he's been super busy. Super busy.
Oh yeah,
Going between the places that between crafting alchemical items at the shop
constructing
to
a fucking.
to not just crafting for like the party's needs, but like working at the craft. He's been working practically for free at the shop because he's been using his craft skill to barter and garner laboring rights and laboring favors and hires and materials. He's been offering a lot of his crafts, his alchemical crafts to the people, to the community, to travelers, so that he can get a hold of all the resources needed to get the building built on the plot of land that was given, and he's been bouncing between the different businesses that he's trained at, and doing the same for them, with his like craft alchemy. Um, he's also been going over plan, with the rest of the characters, like I'm gonna have it built like this, give me your input. Um,
Yeah, I want to draw up the blueprint for it.
yeah, I'll let you know the rooms and how many squares you can make each of them, and then
Okay.
yeah, and then you're free to like draw the blueprint for it. So I'll send that stuff to you on WhatsApp.
I do want
Uh,
to talk to Waylon about running for office. I do want to talk to him about it. I feel like
running
that would
for
help.
office.
Yes.
Damn.
We're not trying to go mayor at some point. Shit.
Or at least a councilman or something.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I gotta see how,
What
like
is it? What is
probably
it? What do they call it? The Scar
like
Eddies?
like
Or
working under the mayor or something, or
yeah, was it like what do they call it? The Scar Eddies or something that
That's
kind
I
of
know
run the
correct.
there's a I
town?
know there's a I know I'm assuming the rulership, the top rulership is with the founding nobles, which I believe there's four families. And out of the four families, I know one of like I believe they vote. I believe people vote who will be mayor for a standpoint out of those
Could
four
you imagine if I was
families.
mayor, guys? Could you imagine?
I think it's the Daverins, the
Yeah, right
Kaijitsus, the
now, yeah.
Starnetties, and I forgot the fourth one.
Yeah, I forgot the fourth one too. Oh yeah, you got those three. Um, what else? Wayland's also been, making suggestions for he's been getting some connections lined up for like Caldum and Nasir and Rakim to make use of their own talents to help earn capital for the if they want to. Um, Basically, I know for the monks they could use their the intimidate skill to build up labor points. Um, and then when the group has the money to purchase, those labor points, they'll have some labor capital. Caldum, with Caldum, I had him using his survival,
Mm.
um, so he's been busy scoping out the land, being a guide, and um, and whatever else Wayland had suggested. Um, as for well, he's not here, but as for Shilalu, you guys, there's a few times he's asked if your characters had seen her around. None of you have seen her around. Um, then again, for those who understand elves, it makes sense. You know, 2 months is like 2 days to her. So to her, if she does show up, it's like, a lot of people are like, damn, I haven't seen you for 2 months. It's like, what? Really? It's been 2 months? Like, um,
Yeah, a lot of us in the party are kind of used to that.
yeah, with your mother.
You know?
Um, so I'd say, yeah, what I said, did I just cover everybody? Yeah, pretty much. So
No,
you generically know the places where you can find everybody's characters at. Um, if they, and you know of if they're not in any of those places, then you're fucking clueless. Something's up or whatever. But your characters have never been. It's never been too hard to find each other. An easy ask in the streets. If you're not sure, and somebody's, oh, I just saw Waylon over, and he's trying to talk with the lumber mills, what kind of wood he needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So wherever I could track them down, I want to try to get the two of them together, and I'm kind of have Icarus in tow because I want her to hear. I wanted to speak with them about.
So the two of you are walking through. You get Icarus, and then the two of you are walking through the markets to see if Quindamir might be there. You stop at Turndok Academy to see if he might be talking with Sage Brodert and I forgot the name of the head of the academy, but usually Quinn's he'll have historical and philosophical discussions with them and get some knowledge from pick their brains and vice versa. Um, you're but you he wasn't at the he wasn't at Bluestone. You stopped through the markets to see if he might be shopping, looking for more material components to describe his scrolls or for scrolls in general. You don't really see him there, but he was back at currently still staying at the Rusty Dragon, at least until the very first room is complete, which will be the common room, which everybody will share as sleeping quarters until until a future date where you can all get your individual bedrooms. Um, but the building's still being in the process of getting constructed, so he's still staying at the rest of. He was there. He was there in his room. Quindamir, you were in there. You're with Ochanga, chilling by the window, looking outside the window, and you already knew they were coming, so. um Yeah, Ochanga was like, Ochanga was like, Quindamir, and you were like, I already know. Like, didn't even need to finish. Like, I'm going to have so there's a knock at your
Like,
door.
master. Yes, I already know.
Yep. Knock at your door as you were in the middle of describing one of your new spells that you gleefully discovered. Everyone was excited to scribe it into your spell book. You see the glow of the ink fading away as you're busy writing. And sprinkle some magical dust on over the book to like feel the magic in there, and then there's a knock.
Is he muted?
Okay, so proudly, Quindamir turns to you as he looks up from one of his spell books that you've seen him always referencing and using. And he's had considerable amount of spells, but he's been able to just keep putting more and more spells. You're almost like, when is that book gonna fill up? And then he closes the tomb and places it in one of the deep pockets of his robe, and he goes, Rakim,
Quindamir.
it's always good to see you, my friend.
And it's just Quindamir here. Waylon ain't here yet. We gotta find him, or like, I'll go through that. Do you know where Waylon is? I need to talk to both of you. I just and probably for the first time ever, like Rakim's sort of fidgeting a little, looks a little nervous.
Quindamir would try to quickly assuage your anxiety. He's like, what is going on here?
I have
the right. What do you want to be the left arm or the right fist of the Red Lotus? But he'd be like, what is the right fist of the Red Lotus? What's our name now? Society? Whatever.
Yeah.
The Red Lotus group.
Society, right?
Society.
And all right, probably
you were
just
correct.
8 people. Society. Is this why? What is it that troubles you so, Rakim?
I just I've been doing a lot of thinking, and there's something that I need to explain to you and Waylon.
Oh, you
And
need Waylon.
I honestly, no,
Hmm.
you as well. I only want to say it once.
I
I'm
see.
I'm a little freaked out as it is, and I don't want to have to go through it again. And so if I could just get the two of you together, clear the air, it would be much easier.
Um, with that, Quidmere would this is inside the headquarters that we're building, right?
No, that's
The plot of land.
that's in the middle of getting built. This is at the Rusty Dragon Inn where you're
Oh,
staying.
at the Rusty Tree.
Yeah,
Oh, so I guess I was doing spells there.
yeah.
Um,
Until
drinking
yeah, until the
drinking a beverage, tasty beverage, and at the tavern. What do you do at the tavern? No. He would probably no. He wouldn't be scribing. What you saw him doing, he was actually doing. He was going through the cards. He'd probably be doing like a reading. Reading the
Also,
cards at one of the
al-
tables.
also my apologies if I interrupted any of your spelling.
Oh no, this is simply a ritual of mine. Something to keep the mind focused when the rest of the world seems so noisy. Um, yes, I did not come with Waylon here, but I am willing to find him with you. If you want, I can come with you.
Absolutely.
So he'll just cast a little cantrip. You already know the one I can't pronounce, and the cards will basically reshuffle themselves back into the deck, and then it would float beside him as he's follows you out of the tavern.
Predigitation.
Yeah,
Oh, that fucking press the who's a what's station. Fucking
yeah, yeah,
prestige, pres oh, prestidigitation. Is that what it does?
yeah.
I thought Mage Hand did something like that.
It does like minor tricks like that.
Oh, well, you had it just go. Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you
where the hell
characters,
we can get with.
characters, do a little gather information because Waylon could be anywhere. Although you find him at
Oh, Quinderman could find him.
oh, he said Quinnemere can find them.
Quinderman could find him. It's just that is it that
Um,
important? Like, so I
you
mean,
actually in time your characters you find him at the harbor as he's waiting on on some shipments.
Hmm.
oh, one of these days I'm gonna ask you, Matt, if your character Waylon, if he has a particular object on him that's like unique to him
Oh, it would be
that
his
he
coat.
wears. I imagine that's something to do with like your class,
His coat.
but his coat. Oh, his coat's like a one in a million type of thing, like
Yeah,
pretty unique.
his original coat that he came with was unique to him. That was the one that their father gave to him. And then it kind of got messed up on their first adventure. And then he still has it, but he wears the one that he got from Baverna. Um, what you call it? Ryushin. She runs Verna's fine clothing shop. here in Sandpoint. He went there and he got this coat, and I think it's like the last like designer piece that Verna herself made before she passed away, which is like the mother of Ryushin.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just
Well, well, I've probably seen it 1,000 times, so I'm imagining that like if I really had to, I could find like I could do locate object
hmm yeah, that would work.
and and try to sense the direction so we can like beeline it to you if you're really if we wanted to save time on our on our search.
On your hunt, yeah. Yeah, he always
Yeah.
has that coat on.
You're not fucking nice. This guy's like, let me show off my divination powers. Oh shit.
I'm like,
Okay. Locate object. Centered on you with a
bong.
radius of what's 40 times 5? That's
240,
200,
640 feet.
600 feet.
640 feet. You telling me this motherfucker is not anywhere near me? 640 feet.
I say you're walking about until it does ping. Um,
Oh, okay.
and it starts to ping as you're near the harbor. You sense the
Mm,
direction of your clearly visualized object, the coat that Waylon adores. And
mhm.
in which case you locate, yeah, to define because if the image is not close, okay, yeah, you just know, you sense the direction, and you just keep follow, and Icarus and Rakim, almost as if you watch as Quinn the Mirror is like literally like a magical radar as he's he's this way, and you're like Icarus is ready to use
Okay.
diplomacy, like, hey, have you seen Waylon Arena? She's about to do a thing. And he's like, oh, he's this way. And then you're like, around this building. Nope. Uh, he's moving that way. So as you follow him, you get
Right,
to
right.
the harbor, and you go. You characters see Waylon talking with a few of the um of the porters and the laborers there at the docks.
Hmm.
There he is.
Hmm. Ah, there he is, the man of the hour. And you, at that point, he'll dismiss the spell, you know, put his hands together, and then probably will just put his hands back in his pockets as he walks confidently behind Rakim and well, not behind Rakim, in front of Rakim to now greet his
Yep.
brother, and he goes, "What are you doing all the way over here, Waylon? We have been looking for you. Well, Rakim has been looking for us all day. Um, luckily, I was able to track you down.
You see Waylon.
I
He says to the dock hands that are there. He goes, "Excuse me 1 second." He turns
mm,
around to the two of you, and you see he has some rolled up parchments in one hand, and in the other hand he has like it looks like a ledger with a bunch of like shipping a bunch of supplies and stuff on a
mm.
list that seem to have probably come from like a shipping manifest.
Show me the size of that.
He says, "If you are looking for me, then you should already know I am easily found wherever you can find the work.
It'll work. Uh,
How can I help you, gentlemen? Hopefully, you are now coming to
I
tell me it is time to go because there is still much work to be done."
the kind of work that you find yourself in most of the time is not the work I want to find myself in. at all. But Rakim has a request of us, brother. He would like to speak to us, and he seems pretty troubled by it.
I would say that when
Why is
we
everything so
see
loud?
Waylon,
Jesus Christ.
I look even more fucking nervous. Like I'm like rubbing my hands together. I'm like, like breathing
Just look
heavy
at
under my
him,
fucking
brother.
mask.
He does not seem like himself. I almost think that he is an imposter that is going to that is going to show his true colors as soon as we stop and give him a moment.
So, my understanding, correct me if I am wrong, but it seems that you have a particular anxious feeling. I know the perfect herb that I can put together for you that could calm your nerves. Is
And
that
you
what
should
you've
hit
come
this
to do?
shit, bro.
No, all I need is just. I mean, is there? And I'm like looking around. Like, is there somewhere a little more off to the side, private, we can speak? This is not the conversation for prying ears.
Oh, hold on, wait on 1 minute. Wait a minute, one second, 1 second. He turns around to the dock hands and he gives them like one last few orders. Um, and then he hands a shipping manifest over to the foreman, gives him a stern warning about trying to cheat him. He turns around and goes, "Let us go back to the Rusty Dragon. For now," and I say for now with emphasis on the temporary nature of it. For now, we do not have an abode, but it is being constructed as we speak. Soon we will have our own place, and we will not be feeling like so much muchas off of the hospitality of Amico. But for now, come on, let's go and make good use of our dining hall, shall we?
Great idea.
Make your way to the Rusty Dragon and turn inside.
All right. So whenever we have our moment, again, sort of bringing my hands together, I'm like, first of all, I need you to know, I don't think you're aware that when we met Mariah, not but 12 years ago, at some point I had taken a vow of truth. Everything I say to you is truth. I do not lie.
I did not know such a thing.
If there's something I don't want you to know, I simply won't tell you. Or, Quindamir, you, when we first met, you had asked me if Mariah trained us since birth. And I simply replied to you, we have been training with her for quite some time. Which is not a lie, but it's not exactly what you asked either. And you asked again, and I said the same thing. I've been speaking with Icarus about her dealings with Nualia, and we had a moment about life-changing events and the possibility of people changing, and I want you to know that Nasir and I have been, we are with you. This is who we are now. But how much do you know about the way hobgoblins are raised? Actual hobgoblins.
I must be honest, I am not too versed in the culture of hobgoblins. Although I do know that there is widespread across the face of Elysium as aberration. I even heard that there are, what do you call them, hobgoblin pirates. So
Yes.
they are definitely a part of the zeitgeist, so to speak. But I would be lying to you if I could say I knew anything in particular about the culture.
And I do remember you asked about if we knew of the Hobgoblin pirates, and if you recall, I simply brushed it off. Not so much because
Lewis, what kind of knowledge check is that?
Local, I would think.
it is difficult to talk about.
Is it?
For like hobgoblins.
Yeah.
I
Nature?
mean, you could do local or history,
Okay, so I'm gonna do history.
but what specifically are you trying? What kind of information are you trying to recall specifically?
About hobgoblin, I guess, culture, right?
You about to learn.
Just like generically.
Yeah, because he's trying to tell me something. He said, "How much do you guys actually know about it?" And I want to know just I want to be able to answer him, but Quindamere does have a history background, so just let's see how much he studied on hobgoblins in general, and if we can figure it out, or I could just let him do his spiel anyway. I would love to be like, 50-50, maybe he's like, actually, I know a lot about hobgoblins. You know, like I don't know. What if that's not something I can do? Then that's
I'd
not
say
something.
I'd say roll a local for hobgoblins, and as for like the effects of hobgoblins on like Galarian history, or even like in the region your characters are in now, then that could be a history check.
Mhm.
So I'd start with the local.
So I would stop stop using magic. This is unfair. I can literally be like, actually, I know a lot of these motherfuckers, and I don't want to interfere with what you're doing. So I'll just do a regular roll and see what happens. If he doesn't know it on some regular shit, that's just what it is. 18. I don't know.
18. You know that they're a goblinoid race. They raid, they pillage. They're known to take what they need with steel and fire from more advanced cultures that then they vanish back into the wild. They'll take slaves with them.
Okay.
If they can, they have a regimented hierarchy. Um, and they train for combat at a very extremely young age.
Hmm.
Many of them on the front lines are fighters, rangers, rogue. They approach their professions in a very disciplined manner, and
Hmm.
they have a strong ancestral grudge against the elves, which and the distrust of arcane magic, which they tend to
Hmm.
call elf magic. Um,
Hmm.
so hobgoblins that actually use arcane magic are rare, and the more intellectual ones among their society will actually become alchemists. Um, they're they're as a goblinoid, yeah, they are cousins to they're cousins to the goblins, but that's obviously with your with your knowledge of the hobgoblins and your encounters with goblins, that's as close as the relationship is between the two. As obviously their attitude and culture and demeanor is very different from each other. Um, they
Okay.
they're usually found in temperate hills as their favored, like territorial kind of regions, but you could find them just about anywhere else on the ground, mountain, forest, but for the most part, they like to stick to the hills. Very militaristic. And
Sounds like I know a lot. Maybe not enough though.
yeah, well, I'm giving you, generic about them. Not giving you anything exactly specific.
Yeah. But that's
And yeah,
enough to
yeah,
basically
that's
answer
enough
his
to,
question. So
yeah, that's enough to, yeah.
so so basically when you say how much do you know, that's what you would hear. And Quentin will be like, pretty proud that he knows that much, and then I'm sure you take it away at that point. He's like, I know this, that, and and he's like, so I think I know is there anything else I could possibly be missing?
That's pretty good, but there's something I need you to understand, and in speaking with Icarus about mercy and Waylon, I know how deeply you were affected by your encounter with the goblin in the village. And so when I tell you that Mariah met us 12 years ago, for our first 4, we were all intents and purposes goblins, hobgoblins, the ones that you know. Hobgoblins within weeks of birth are walking and talking and separated from their mothers, and by 4 months of age begin their combat training. It is brutal. A lot of hobgoblins don't make it. And in your 4th year, you are put through your year of hell. It is 1 full year of nonstop raiding, combat, and fighting. And so what I'm telling you, Waylon, is that Nasir and I committed atrocities in the name of our tribe. We murdered men, women, and children. We burned villages. We enslaved. And I need you to understand that it isn't who we are now, but it doesn't change the fact that it happened. And I already know that I am damned for eternity for it.
Is this
This is where Quinn's
is
knowledge
this
of
the
Pharasma would
true
help.
is this the true reason why you go through that ritual of flogging yourself at night before you go to sleep? Is it the guilt that causes you to punish yourself so?
It's a very big part of it, yes.
Have you
Mariah
ever
found us. Mariah found us in a failed raid. Towards the end of our 4th year. Our group was overrun from the start. They knew we were coming. They were prepared. Nathir and I were separated, trying to find a way out.
who's that?
And that's when she came across us. She warned us to play dead. She said we would be killed if not. Nasir complied. I attacked her. And she hit me so hard, I don't know when I woke up. And we were with her ever since. And again, I'm not going to lie to you, for weeks on end, I attacked her with everything I had. She didn't hit me back. She simply made me look like a fool until I tired out and I couldn't touch her. I learned Elven from her, but with the intent of bringing this information back to the tribe. I wanted to bring whatever I could on my enemy's back. I didn't agree with anything she was doing.
What is it then that turned everything around for you.
After the trading, I guess you would call it, what she was doing to me, overpowering me to the point where I knew I could never harm her in the least. I overheard a conversation she had with some other elves. Defense plans of some sort, something that I finally felt I could bring back. This is the moment I bring it back to the tribe. I bring them back here. I free Nasir myself from them all. And I snuck away, and wouldn't you know it, she was there waiting for me. It was fake. It wasn't real information at all. And honestly, the look of shame and disappointment on her face cut deeper than any sword ever could. I was shamed to the core of my soul. And I came back. And I took my vow of truth and I stayed. And for the next 12 years, we stayed with her until we met with you. And so I'm telling you all this in just moving forward. I need you to know who we were, clear the air. What we are now, you see. But I wouldn't want you to hear it from anyone else but myself.
What about Nasir? Should we have should we ask him as well about how he feels about the entire origins of our newfound friends?
You, you will find Nasir a much more easygoing soul than myself. He quickly saw that what Mariah was offering was way better than any life we could have back home.
Hmm.
Obviously, there was initial mistrust and misgivings, but he definitely accepted it quicker than I did. Also, a reason I was so shamed. Betraying her
Life
was betraying him as well.
Hmm.
life has a very interesting way of playing out. Not always in ways that we can predict. But I try not to worry too much about where things begin as far as rather than about how they end. And where we are now, it seems that things have worked out the way that they were always going to work out. Raise your head with pride, Rakim. You have nothing. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, all shame aside, I must definitely say, Kwendame, I disagree. He has much to be ashamed about. He has admitted that he has killed women and he has killed children. But the real question I have for you, Rakim, is what do you intend to do with all this shame, all of these negative feelings that clearly you wear on your back like a turtle shell that weighs you down and slows your movement forward? Do you intend to use it as fuel to push you forward? Or Do you intend to continue punishing yourself each night for something you cannot go back into the past and fix?
Come on, why are you going to harass him any more than this?
Because
Waylon.
because as someone that I am willing to call family, I must give him my full understanding and truth from the way that I see it. And the way that I see it, Rakim, is mistakes happen in order to teach you, in order to show you a more perfect way to move forward. There is no progress without regression first. You killed women and children. This is true. But you cannot bring them back to life. And whipping yourself at the end of each night does not serve them in any way at all. And nor is it serving you, because clearly, if it is something that was relieving your guilt, it would have come to an end, no? There is a upper and lower limit to all things in this life. No, I think that energy that you pour into self-flagellation would better serve you in a more forward direction. But even if we were moving forward, there is still one particular thing that worries me about your past. And that is there are those who will not let the past go. And by that I mean, if you have killed women and children, what about those that were left alive? If they are seeking vengeance for you, oh Baba, that means they may come at any particular time to reap what they believe they are owed. And I think if such a situation were to happen to you, Rakim, you probably would not raise a hand in defense at all. You would simply give your life, seeing it as your penance to be paid. But here is my 2 cents about that. And I mean it with the bottom of my half elven heart. You are better alive than dead. What you can do for this world, the gifts that you offer with the very fists that Mariah has honed for you, is a better tool in your hands than in the cold hands of Pharasma.
Hmm.
Even if you do not forgive yourself, Rakim, know that I forgive you. And hopefully, my love and forgiveness can suffice.
Oh, there was a huge fucking sigh of relief at that point.
Quindamir is looking at Waylon like this the entire time, being judgmental. Like you get the sense that he's like, you get the sense that he's like, you get the sense
But-
that Quindamir already, of course, Rakim is on a better path today than he was in his past.
well,
But the additional chastising and judging and trying to get him to look at what you've done, boy.
Yeah.
Could have been just like, I'm gonna let you have that. Like he could have been like, basically, I'm gonna let you have. That's the look he's giving to you. He's like, all right,
Alright.
like I hope you're happy for what you've done. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's almost like,
Right. You know that Waylon doesn't look at mistakes as something that he didn't consider himself chastising. It wasn't
what?
it wasn't a term, and like think of it like a scientist. Like you have to make mistakes in order to like come to a conclusion. That's the way that Waylon is looking at it. It's not a matter of like what you did was wrong. It's a matter of okay, that's what you did, but
What
what
did
are
you
we
learn?
what did we learn? Right. He's looking at it as like it's just a part of the scientific method of coming to the proper conclusion. For
I
him,
think
it's
I
not
think we're here already. I think that passed already
nah.
because
That's not what Waylon sees.
that's not what Waylon sees. I see it.
Because Waylon sees
I
if you get to
Quindamere sees it.
right, that's where you guys
What Quindamere? All right, so we can have two different interpretations of
right.
this,
That's what it is. Because
but Quindamere sees Rakim carrying guilt forward into the future. That's what's not helpful. Who
right.
he is, like you can be on the right path and still feel guilty. That's what I'm seeing.
Nah, as far
I
as
don't
Waylon's
see I
concerned,
don't
it's
see
coming from
someone who like it's almost like he needed to hear someone say they forgive him in order for him. That's I think that's what you're saying. You think that he's someone who he's looking for reprieve,
no,
but
you misinterpreted.
forgiveness.
Waylon gave him his forgiveness, but if you listen to the words, he said, "I hope." But he's like, Rakim
Mm.
has to forgive himself. That's why Waylon said, if you're busy wasting your time, like punishing yourself, and it's holding you back. Like if you
Mm-hmm. I remember that part.
if you truly learn from the mistakes, then you wouldn't be punishing yourself for the mistakes that you made. You would be instead focusing on the solutions. But he's not. He's still thinking about what he did wrong. He's still making himself suffer.
Guilty, right?
Right. So Wayla is telling him to let go of that guilt.
So this is why it's always so funny when there's multiple perspectives on someone's
I like
the
it.
RP that they're trying to have. It's we're both saying the same thing because Quindamere essentially said that life doesn't always work out the way that you think that it does, but you gotta obviously appreciate it because you wouldn't be where you are now if you didn't do what you did in the past. That's why you can't be like, oh, I regret this or I regret that I did that. You can't do that. You can't be like that because you needed those things to put you where you are now, which
Right.
who knows where that's gonna take you. I feel like Quindamere said that his way and Waylon said it his way, but
Right.
but between Quindamere and Waylon, it's like we're at odds, and I don't think that's the case.
I think the
But
reason why you saw it from two different perspectives is because you approached it from a more esoteric point of view, and he approached it from a more like fundamental scientific point of view, and that's the difference between the two. Like you're more spiritual, he's more scientific. So even though you're saying the same things, they're like held in like a juxtaposition that could cause like
I mean, if you're not aware, if you're not, I feel like I know Waylon enough to know when you sound like me, but in your own words, what makes sense to you. That I feel like that's what I would basically like. That's the kind of place that I pretty much would keep myself, even now. Not to take it out of character, but like even now, there's people amongst the group who probably I know that when how they would explain something, even me, sometimes I explain things in ways that are like fucking nigga, like you out of space right now. But the person I'm talking to, even if it's you, you might be like, I know what you're talking about.
right.
Even if it's like not necessarily the way you would go about explaining it. If you can understand the way where I'm coming from, and
Right.
you can and you can and you can take that trip with me, you know what I mean? We can end up in the same place. That's essentially what it feels like. Not to break down Raheem's moment. Let's
Right.
take the
No,
focus. Let's
not at
put the
all.
focus back. But
I
that's
like
what,
the two different ideals behind it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So
but how does
yeah,
how do you
so at
feel
this
Nasir feels about it? Because that's the one part that Quindamere didn't really get his answer about. Because he feels like you're here saying this, but it happened to both of you guys. You said that he also would probably be more or less like more like it's probably not affecting him nearly the same way because he was already more appreciative of
of the gifts he was given and the opportunities he was given, supposedly, right? And so this
I mean,
isn't something that we would necessarily need to bring up to
right,
Nasir, essentially, right?
right.
You feel?
That's the Raheem answer you got. You know, if you want to talk to him further about it, then by all means. But that's
Because
Okay.
I don't see Nasir like as carrying like this burden of guilt. And so to me, after Rakim gave the response regarding Nasir, it kind of lines up that he's the person who like turned over quicker because he's
Right.
basically in a space that Rakim is emotionally trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Nasir is the one that's like in the here and now and not looking back anymore and not punishing himself for like what happened, whereas Rakim is. But then again, it also seems like that's probably like just something that's kind of key to Rakim's like personality that has kind of kept him like more focused on the straight and narrow, like super disciplined, and like he's very hard on himself as a result of that. Like the flip side of that coin.
and so with all that, I'd say to you, like, thank you. Um, and I'll take what you said about my ritual into consideration. Perhaps that's something I do need to work on. Um, but in the meantime, you've all taught me something here, and I appreciate it. And I thank you for allowing me to. My biggest worry was that you would basically just tell me to get the fuck out now, and I'm kind of like, whoa.
Rakim. I feel like what do you take us for? You've known us quite some time. And if there's anything you haven't, if there's anything you have learned from me personally, remember, you are always trying to pound out the impurities of your soul. We are always doing that. And it just seems that perhaps you have finally pounded out all the last few impurities that were holding you back from becoming the true um precious metal that you are, your true form.
On a more light-hearted note, with the amount of times that you said the words pounded out, it reminded me that Kaldim is not present since normally a dirty joke would have
You're
escaped his
crazy, bro.
in regard.
Didn't she leave him because of his advances the last time we heard about him in Shilelu?
Hmm.
She did not seem like she wanted anything to do with Calden.
Well,
Perhaps now is a good time to look for him.
I would think so as well. Although I wonder, did you tell Kaldim already, Rakim?
uh, out of character here. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lou. Like Caldum pretty much knows. Like I don't know if he knows the extent. Like he knows we were not taken from birth, right?
Oh yeah, he knows all that
From right. Like so
from
he
his
knows.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Caldum was already well aware.
Oh, there you have it. Kaldim
That's
above all else. If you are able to earn his trust, then our trust was already in the bag. And it makes sense now that I think about it, because when we were downstairs facing the Yeth Hounds in that terrible dungeon, you run around the corner at the speed of lightning to save that elf. And considering the entire history between your kind and elves, for you to be doing such a thing, It means our great love and our abiding trust was built between the two. I am just glad I have the opportunity to have the same type of relationship with you, Rakim. Now,
You get a
if you don't
deep
mind,
bow, as am I.
if you don't mind, gentlemen, there is much work and money to be made. I bid you adieu. Have a couple drinks on me, yo. He gets up, bows, tosses his coat back on, starts to go out the door.
Gutenberg turns his attention back to Rakim and Icarus and says, "You have been very quiet." Talking to Icarus.
She even here?
I didn't know Icarus was there. I thought it was
I
just three of us.
He
They said
dragged her
BR.
along.
Yeah, they said
Oh shit,
she
that's
said
right.
she said
Yeah.
BRB, then popped in again, but then left again. So I don't know.
So quiet. I didn't even think
It is
she
what it
was
is.
God damn.
That's that 20 charisma.
there. Stop.
Um.
Yeah.
So yo, like over the next like remainder,
It's more like well charisma.
um, the sort of change you're gonna see come over Rakim is he actually starts carrying himself more like he's walking around like and dressing basically like fucking Jet Li in Lethal Weapon 4.
Shit.
Walking around very serene with the fucking like rosary beads in the hand. He's kind of counting them. Seems a lot calmer. Yeah. And then if there's anything else y'all want to do, like do it, cause I got one more thing, like basically for all y'all that's like close to the end of the whole downtime
Downtime
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I honestly would like to get to the end of the downtime thing. So I mean, like I said, Quindamir is really just trying to research spells and shit and increase his fucking power. He's actually looking like a straight up like power hungry lich in these last couple of days. He just fucking say cast his spells, subscribing scrolls, like he's just looking for power right now. Like he's like, yo, I got so like you actually would notice that Quindamir is more like he seems more like when it comes to like how he's able to prepare spells and how much you see him actually like he is scribing stuff and then writing stuff down now, but he has more like control over like arcane energy, the process of preparing his spells and studying his spell book and stuff like that. You we haven't really scribed any scrolls yet, but you can kind of get a sense that he's more or less like getting into like he's finding his groove. Like let's say he was it looked like he was still struggling like an apprentice amateur like the last couple of levels, but now fifth level he's more or less like that genius is starting to show.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. You know, that's why now he's just like casting spells now. Like, oh, okay, let's do this. Mind you, when he did cast that locate object, that he had to reference his spell book for a second, but it was like very brief. That spell was not prepared, and he did it in a matter of seconds, and then just he's able to just pull spells, kind of like the spell he needs, like at a moment's notice. Not something that you
I'll
would,
say they
you
would,
know,
yeah,
probably
me
pay
too.
attention to because you're not really like a wizard, but like you kind of like you've seen how he's accessed his magic before, and it's pretty much like, oh, if I didn't prepare it, oh well, I can't do anything about it. Sorry. Like sometimes he leaves some of his spell slots open, but like when he has to like prepare a spell, then it would take a long amount of time. Like he would sit there be referencing his spell book for like minutes. like 15 minutes. Now it's like he's like, oh, it's like he looks in the book real quick to like reference a spell, and he can like use it. Like it's almost like he's cheating. He's fucking cheating, bro. It's getting real. It's getting easier for him to do what he's been struggling to do for the last couple of levels. But it's so subtle. Like it's not really, unless that's really on your radar to pay attention to. You're not gonna really catch it. But it is quite the benefit, or so we'll see. Um, but yeah. Other than that, that and the Harrow doing his fortune telling, he really hasn't done. He hasn't really had much time to do much else. So if anybody else wants to go ahead and do some, take cut to a downtime scene, you can go right on ahead. Otherwise, fast forward.
Um, well, it's a lot of it we covered in WhatsApp. Um, what the characters have been doing, where they can find each other. Um, you know, they're as privy as to each other's, time in town as your characters want others to be, but obviously the stuff that they're doing publicly is pretty well known. The town at this point, obviously very used to your characters. They're not very, there's not really much naysayers. I mean, you have your naysayers, but they're not out in the streets like, you know, they're out there, but they're passive
Quindamere
aggressive
approaches the
about it.
naysayers.
They're passive aggressive about it. They're just, they're
Quid
not.
Quindamere is out there trying to promote the business of the Red Lotus Society. So when there's naysayers, Quindamere will try to talk to them and find out what is it about us that they don't like, and try to change public opinion.
We got like a J. Jonah
That
Jameson standpoint.
go on the radio station.
Red
Listen,
Lotus
Jonah,
Society?
I really
Where
don't
you're
know
from?
why.
She's a menace.
This villainous group came to town not for
What kind
goblins
of
didn't start attacking till they
the
showed up.
the kind of rumors you hear are like stuff like Rakim and Nasir aren't really human, that they're magic, they're probably magical constructs created by Waylon and Quindamere. Um um
I love that one.
um some of them say things like what former like town or region that they may have been from, and um some Verisians are like annoyed that Aquindamere is kind of like moving in on their harrowing turf, like stuff like he's not even Verisian, like shit like that. But um, he's culturally appropriate. No, he's not. He's
That's
cultural
crazy.
heritage, but
That's
stop.
crazy, son.
Um, no, they're not going that far. They're just saying shit like, "Who's this
He's not even
outsider that knows our harrowing?"
Parisian.
You know.
I
Um,
like that freaking their constructs I heard when I walked downstairs. That's crazy.
to stuff like wild conspiracy shits, like maybe they set up the whole goblin thing so they can come in and save the day and set themselves up here. And some people are like, oh, I think they're probably gonna, I think they're working, maybe I think the two half elf, oh, Caldum is secretly an assassin for the Scarnettis, and
Okay.
Mm,
shit, like it's not an assassin, but an enforcer, I should say, not an assassin.
mm. An enforcer for the
Like
Scarneggies.
that like they hire him to like go out and fucking deal with people in the alleys that that piss the Scarnettis off. Um, A lot of
Mhm.
rumors, but they're not. They're not. You actually have to go searching for these
Mm.
kinds of rumors. It's not like It's
Yeah.
not like half the people in the town are like thinking about this about the characters. But like 90% of the fucking part, like your characters are either people are either in most people are either like friendly in attitude towards your characters, um, or indifferent. Um, but definitely, they take the mayor's and the sheriff's, words to heart about what your characters have done for the town. So,
Okay.
your characters, after the 2 months and now with the building being made, like, um, uh, you're settled here, pretty much part of the community.
Mhm.
Um, and your characters have gained influence, gained labor. You're known for you're known for the certain skills that you use for the community, or that you make others, privy to.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, things have been relatively peaceful. Um, your characters hear uh rumors here and there from like either overseas or from nearby in the city of Magnamar, or stuff about, deeper out in the frontiers to the north of where we're at, deeper into Varissia. Um, but nothing too worrisome, nothing too
Stay there for a
um,
second.
nothing too what's the word? Nothing too concerning, you know, for the most part. It's one of those things where it's like it's a story or a rumor, but it's not like there's some army. It's not like what happened 2 months ago where there was literally army of goblins being put together to actually attack the town. Um, on top of a cult,
Mhm.
top of a cult making use of ancient Thessalonian fucking artifacts to create aberrations to assault the town from below.
Mhm.
Nothing as crazy as that. Shit like,
Mm.
bandits and the occasional goblin skirmish. Um,
Mhm.
once in a while, a group of goblins decides to get bold and then realizes how stupid it was and runs back to their tribe. Um, and that's relatively how it's been. Uh,
Mhm.
Mm.
uh,
Can we talk
Ick,
to
Ick, Ick, talk to.
no, I wanted to talk to Sable about possibly opening up a temple at Thistletop, like bringing other monks in to train at Thistletop.
Thable folds her arms and goes, that's actually not a bad idea. Destroying what's left of destroying the remains of the foul Lamashtu altar and artifacts that were put there. It would be a great start. As for a place for as for a place to reconstruct for site for Irori worshippers and servants.
I think it
It
would
looks
do
like a
Rory's name justice.
Indeed. I can see it. I see your vision. It is not too
Mm.
far from Sandpoint, yet it is also a little isolated, which would be great for training and meditation, and it is surrounded by a variety of terrain of which to train.
I think it would be great, and I would love to be able to to get that started and maybe start taking in students at some point.
Well, you and Rakim and your friends have earned not only the reputation that you deserve, but also quite a number of resources at your disposal. I would put that to good use, and then I myself will put out the word for any to any Iori travelers that are here
Mm.
or that pass through.
How would you feel about possibly taking on more people like us?
Did they ever tell her?
Well, the thing is, I thought I fought her without my mask on, but I don't know. Did I or did I
No.
not?
When you guys
I
sparred?
thought,
No, you kept your
yeah,
shield
when
on.
we sparred.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, she doesn't
All
know
right.
you're,
Oh, so she doesn't know?
she's only
Okay,
known as much as you guys have covered yourselves up, pretty
gotcha,
much.
gotcha. Well, then never mind. Never mind then. I'll say,
You can tell her. You can tell her. You can see what happens.
well, I'll say this. I'll say, how would you feel about taking on other life form, like other
Other life forms.
does a Rory accept all?
And Rory accepts all who all who wish to join in his teachings, of course.
Do you feel that as if hobgoblins and goblins deserve a spot in Rory's favor?
He pauses briefly, see she's thinking about it, and she goes, "Well, if they find themselves on that path, I don't see why not. It would they would be they would be tested surely, more so than a human such as myself. But I think in the end it would make them stronger if they're serious about it, of course."
I believe this. I believe that too.
I'm
Thank
still
you.
amazed that the Papaga has chosen the two of you to teach what it knows. Truly a blessing, a mighty blessing from Rory. I'm
I've
honored.
never seen anything like
I'm
it,
honored
and
that it has visited the two of you that I have only trained for a small amount of time, helped you harness your key, and for it to grace here at the Bluestone.
it's a beautiful sight, isn't it? I feel as if we've always been meant for more, and now I'm beginning to understand a little bit more that Aurora is beginning to lay a path for me, and I see it, and I'm starting to see it more clearly. Um, so I can't believe that. I can't believe that Pavabra blessed us with his presence. So
It is surely a sign that you have Rory's attention, whoever you may be, underneath all of that. I think it matters not.
I am nothing but the hand of Aurora.
Does the sign of a Rory.
Gives you gives you the the side of
The
Aurora.
hands and then the Buddha palm. I don't know.
The Big
I don't know.
Trouble in
I
Little
don't know what
China.
they do.
I did a big trouble in little China. The big trouble in little China. What's up? And that was it. I really wanted to ask. I wanted to ask Sable that. get that out the way.
Um, as for and then I'm sure Icarus shares news that she's been working hard at harnessing her magic, and
Mm.
she's been taking some of the items that the characters have had and um stuff that they before they sold off, like some of the gems and some of the um the silver coffer box that you found, and she's just been using those as like practice, attempting to learn how to enchant such objects with magical power. She's been studying
Mm.
books, and she's been learning more of her spellcraft, getting more in tune with what she was innately born with, and she's after about 2 months, she's pretty confident to gather the resources that she needs, the the incense, the magical powders, the herbs, the inks, the metals, whatever it is. She's got to use the resources on to use her magic to form an enchantment upon an object. Any volunteers?
I'm also running for office.
Vote for Icarus.
Gotta see when Sam
What are you gonna do
gets
for the
there.
people on your first day?
Right.
Let's hear it.
A
I guess I
mutton
have
in every
to
pot.
other people first to see what they
A
need.
mutton in every pot.
A shillelagh in every room.
What do the people need? Shit, off the top of my head, I say for starters, they would like to expand, but they would not want more influence from the city of Magnamar. Sandpoint's really trying to be more independent. Yes, there's resources at Magnamar they definitely need to rely on, but they don't want to be just another a vassal, of Magnamar's government. You know,
Mm.
they would prefer to just be more like sister
Independent.
cities. Sister cities. Yeah. Definitely independent. And they do want to grow. They do want to grow. In fact, there's a lot of talk by some of the guides and the travelers and a few adventurers even and frontiersmen that are like that talks about like expanding further north and establishing more outposts and settlement deeper into Varisia, despite the many dangers of the wilderness, as well as the dangers of a legacy of an ancient empire stories abound of like magical monsters or 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 ma- you know uh destructive magics that have or locations and sites that haven't been unearthed in millennia, and it's best to like not fuck with that or even get near it.
Mm.
um Case in point, like people are well, actually I'm trying to think. the mayor the mayor hasn't made public what was in those smugglers what's in that smuggler's tunnel. And in fact, she requested that it remain that way. Um, he doesn't want anybody to know about that rune well being below. Doesn't need any does not need anybody curious about exploring that to find that and to even like take advantage of it and use its foul magic. Like, so very few people besides your characters know about what was down there. Unless one of your characters was drunk one night and blabbed your mouth, but the only one I could see
Icarus is
maybe
a
doing that
lightweight.
would be fucking Caldum might do something like that,
You know the
or
type of shit
or
going
or
on down
or
there.
really drunk or really drunk Waylon and Quindamere. One of those, I don't know. Right. You know what's actually below us? Right where we're standing, right over there. You see the fucking glass works.
Do you even know?
We were down there fighting. I saw my flash life before my eyes.
Oh, shit.
My goal is to make the Red Lotus a prominent player standpoint.
Chris has got some ambitions.
Icarus getting fucking this kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm. And then we can expand our influence to Magnamar. One thing at a time.
Definitely, yep. Time, capital, resources. For the most part, your characters have done pretty damn well in just 2 months here, so
Yeah, buddy.
which let's see. The campaign began in the Swallowtail Festival, which I believe marked the beginning of spring, so it's getting pretty close to the summer season. Things get really busy.
Start
The
keeping my
weather,
notes.
with the weather being warmer and although rainier, at least that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I need to look up Galarian weather, but there comes a day where actually no. Um, should I make it the same? I'm gonna make it the same day.
Should sh-
The
should
day
I should
came.
I
The day comes where Waylon rounds everybody up because I'm sure he wants to share the news that the building's complete.
Yeah.
At least at least to live in. Obviously, there's gonna be expansions, but it's got got the kitchens, got the bath, got the lavatories, got the common room where everybody's gonna sleep in and chill in together until the bedrooms are added on. But um it's got an alchemist lab, and Icarus has her infirmary on one side of it, with the other side being the alchemy lab. Um, Although I'm sure Matt will, I'm sure you'll have the blueprint. You could set up how you want where the infirmary I mean, it could be like attached to the side of the building, or maybe like a separate small building nearby, and the alchemy lab may be like in the basement, or maybe on the ground floor, however you want it. So I know like I said, I'll give you all the information so that you could do a little blueprint. But it's complete to for everyone to
Yeah,
check
buddy.
out. And you guys see the doorways. I mean, you could have fun, describing the layout, the look, the furnishings, um and
I'm gonna need some mid-journey
yeah,
love, son.
yeah, inside. I mean, inside, yeah, that's the biggest furnishing he made sure to get was in the common room, that table, well, table and chairs.
Yep.
Everyone join in the common room. I have I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Well, clearly we have made ourselves known to Sandpoint as a entity that people can look up to. But why don't we take that a step further? Why don't we further connect ourselves to Sandpoint, making ourselves a extension Sandpoint?
Are we citizens of Sandpoint?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That means we can run for presidency. I mean, for political positions.
Noble families here, but what if one says that the Red Lotus doesn't also have a say in Sandpoint's direction? We want our name to expand. We want ourselves to grow. Sandpoint's a great place to start that. And we're talking recognition that comes with contacts, contracts with other people, help sell our wares, come for our goods or labor, cheaper prices for materials.
I object to the idea. The proposition doesn't really sit well with me for one reason and one reason alone. We would be subject to joining the biggest political faction and then abiding by their rules. I don't know about any of you, but I am a historian first, an adventurer second, and those two things require the utmost freedom. I do not need to be bogged down with meetings and shaking hands and making public uh public appearances for this and that. It's really not. I don't think that we should get too distracted with our mission, quite frankly, here. It has been some time and we have done some good things for Sandpoint. But until we have really unearthed the reason why Mariah has put us together, I do not know if it's a good idea to root ourselves so heavily into the politics of Sandpoint.
Hmm.
That is just one perspective. Anybody else? Waylon, I'm sure you have something that you want to say. I've seen that look on your face before.
Hmm. Well, brother, my opinion is pretty much to go along with Icarus on this political endeavor. I see plenty of opportunity,
Yo, fucking money.
opportunity to increase our financial power here in Sandpoint. And there's no better avenue than to do that through the political works and the political infrastructure of the settlement. In fact, if I remember correctly, Sandpoint is a place that was first settled by people who left Magnimar in an effort to find a new place where they could set up trade between themselves and Maglimar. The entire founding of this place is basically the same situation which we have come from ourselves. People from a bigger place who come to a smaller place to mature. We are no more than immature adventurers, immature in the eyes of Myria, and immature in the face of those who are here on Varicia's earth themselves. We are in the very beginning, the neo state, if you will, of an organism. Oh, now it is time for us to step out. Let us spread our wings. It does not necessarily mean that we are tied here forever, but to put down a seed, to plant a seed of stability in the town, will do some good. After all, whether we are here under a political title or whether we are here under the title of adventurers only, either way, either way, whatever moves we choose to make will influence Sandpoint. For example, right, none of us here can currently say we are tied into the political system of Sandpoint. However, just in a couple of months that we have been here, we have done things that have changed the entire scope of Sandpoint itself. And as far as building the home that we are now sitting in comfortably, doing
What
so,
is the scope that you mean, brother? You often go on these rants. What scope have we really changed? We have been given a plot of land, and that is it.
you are completely wrong. While you are busy in a tower or busy back at the Rusty Dragon with your nose inside of your book, we were providing jobs for those who have built the home you are currently sitting in. And gratefully, might I add, do
And
you
the
know
job
how
is over. Now what? These
the
people will
job?
go back scavenging for their food to pay
Nobody
their
here,
rent.
nobody here scavenges. Look around you, boy. There are people here who are building every day, even right down the street, the Junkers Edge.
This
There is
building
a
will
half-orc.
end.
There is a half-orc who sits on the edge of that lighthouse, and his job is to collect the trash that people discard, and he makes a living doing that. Do not look down on those who work. Everybody here at some point works. And that is why I think this place is a great place.
I did not say it is not a great place. I said that we did not change the landscape in just the last few months that we have been here. We have gotten enough money
That
and
is
we
a
have given people a
that is a
task
foolish
and we
notion.
are paying them for
That
their
is a
skill
foolish
set.
that is a foolish notion.
That is the
How many
only thing we
lives
have done.
how many lives have we saved? For someone
How
who sees
many
the
have we lost?
for someone who sees the future, you overlook the smallest things here in the present. There's a little girl right now that is looking up to that are looking up to hobgoblins as a hero. Her life is forever changed for the better. If we were not here, she would be dead. Oh, the little boy who lost his father to the hobgoblin that was hiding under the house. If they did not bump into me on the street, what would have happened to them? Oh, come now, what would have happened to the proprietor of the Rusty Dragon Inn that we stayed in if it was not for us? Suto would have killed his sister and his brother. The entire establishment that we are now in, Soundpoint as a whole, would have fallen to Nualia and Suto's machinations. Oh, don't take what we have done lightly. It was not given, it was earned. And in earning it,
You are misrepresenting my ideas, Waylon. Once again, you are telling lies on what I am saying.
what you are saying is that we should not get involved in some point politically because you feel it will tie your hands down. You don't have to worry about your hands being tied. Nobody is asking you to be the face politically. But what I am saying is it is not a bad idea. It serves as a way for us to expand financially, and it is also a position that I am pretty sure they will offer to us without us even having to ask because we are already providing jobs by simply being here. There was two options we could have had after getting such a large score. We could have come in here and simply thrown our money around here rather than going working menial jobs to trade labor for labor. We could have simply come here and spend the coin to get whatever we wanted like a bunch of big shots. That would have been the wrong approach. Instead, we took our riches and we used them in a more politically economic, safe way. We worked with the people in their own homes, in their own shops, and we built our trust with those people individually. That's what it means to raise capital. We did not come and simply throw money around. We did not come here to be and we're not coming here and being people who are on the outside looking in. Whether you'd like to believe it or not, we are already invested in Sandpoint, and Sandpoint is already invested in us. We did not get this plot of land given to us for nothing.
Fair enough.
You do not need to continue to say the same things you have said for the last 10
So you heard a
minutes.
knock?
I don't know if you got to hear this. That was supposed to be the.
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah,
He
that's
Really?
said we
Uh,
heard a knock.
I,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that at all. That didn't make any sound on my headphones. That makes no sound at all in my ears. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh
Knock,
wow.
knock, knock.
Yeah, I was hoping the mic would knock when I did that, so I could
Right.
mimic a knocking sound right as soon as Waylon had finished his sentence. But yeah, there's a loud knock at your door. First knock.
I go and open it.
Who
You
is
open it.
knocking at this hour? What day? What hour is it? What time is it?
Morning. I'm sure you know.
Oh, oh okay.
Um. You open the door. There's Sheriff. Unlocked.
What a pleasant surprise! It is the sheriff. This is the man who was absent, right? He did not actually do anything when the goblins attacked, right? That's how I
Uh,
remember him.
that's how you remember him.
Mm-hmm.
He actually went to Magnamar to get more assistance, which he did come back with. He came back with like group of mercenaries and a group that wanted to come live in Sandpoint as more militia members. Um, to deal with
I-
obviously
Wasn't
the
that
incoming goblin threat.
after? Wasn't that after the first attack? And that was during the time that we went into the glass workshop? Yeah, yeah. Because the first time the goblins attacked, he didn't do shit and he had no plans to leave. That motherfucker was just absent, drinking, drunk on the job. But yeah, I remember
He
Mr.
was not.
Sheriff guy.
The fuck
I
out of
don't know
here.
whatever he was doing. He
The
wasn't slaying goblins. My
slander,
dude showed up
son.
mad late, like,
The
what's going on here?
slander.
What? There's like 12 families with fucking no more, like,
They
no
were running
fathers and
around
fucking
fighting goblins
mothers.
in
Like,
other
people
parts
get
of the
stabbed.
town. You guys were fighting goblins in like
I
one
don't
little
know, bro.
section.
I don't
What was the
know,
name?
bro.
Hemlock? Is that what the
Yeah,
Hemlock.
Sheriff Hemlock, or I believe his name.
greetings, Lowbringer Hemlock.
He's like, greetings to you all and congratulations on your establishment. I apologize for interrupting your business, for it is your business that not just I, but that Sandpoint's going to need once again. And he looks to Icarus and he's like, and you're the person that I was
Excuse
definitely
me.
looking for. May I come in?
Of course.
He comes in, he's holding his helmet underneath his arm as he hears armor jangling as he steps in and he goes, thank you. He looks to your group and he's like, I know it's only been 2 months, but is it strange for me to say how grown the six of you have appear in contrast to when I first met you 2 months ago here at the Swallowtail Festival.
It is funny you said that, Sheriff. I would like to make a good point about this. Can you see what I mean, Waylon? Because he is a sheriff of Sandpoint, too involved with the politics, he is unable to make any kind of advancements that we can possibly make as free adventurers living our lives without our hands shackled. This is exactly the difference between him and us. From the words of the man himself who looks after this town, what he can do in a position amongst the institutions, and then what we can do unburdened by those same politics, there is a big difference. You come on, Waylon, you know exactly what I am saying. You should know about profit margins. You should know about these things. You can make far bigger waves outside of the system. There is
You,
no way you do not see this
you,
example here.
Not
listen.
to undermine the sheriff's position, but we as a group have more resources and skills that he has. We have.
Oh, can we just walk to Magnamar and go get an army? Could we have done that? Could we have done that 2 months ago?
Are you saying in character or out of character?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a point right now.
You might make it in character.
I'm trying-
Thank you,
Flipping back and forth
Icarus.
there.
You
You
see,
might make it in character.
I agree. Thank you, Icarus, for obviously not everyone is equipped to deal with everything. And so when it is outside of our specialties, we will seek others for assistance. And I have personally no shame in seeking for assistance outside of our militia. But it would be like attempting to try and heal my own wound instead of actually going to a real healer.
That is exactly what I mean. If I need the politics of Sandpoint to save me, I will go knock on the door of City Hall and tell these people that I need to make a petition for XYZ. However, I am now met with members who have been so infatuated with the ways of Sandpoint that they now want to elect to venture and become politicians and put their name in the hat
It's
to
not.
wield some sort of political power in order to further the things that we can already do for Sandpoint, but perhaps on a bigger stage.
Right?
It's not
Can I?
necessarily.
I do not know if all of us feel the
Is
same way,
now not
but
a
I
good
can tell
time?
you,
Can I? Rakim like flicks off like three of the beads on his rosary thing,
Mm.
and he's sort of mumbling, "Be humble, help others find perfection, self-control." Quindamir, is it possible that we could hear what Lawbringer Hemlock has to say and discuss this afterwards?
I agree.
I
Forgive
trust
me. You had something, and he lets him kind of take back the mic.
Yeah, I do.
If you guys want to be elected officials, we're willing to do that for you.
First,
I see that shit coming, bro. I'm gonna fucking quit this campaign.
first, let me thank you again for all you've done for Sandpoint. It's fortunate that you've proven yourselves so capable because we've a problem I think you can help us with. A problem I wish I didn't have to involve anyone with, but one that needs dealing with now before the situation grows worse. And as he speaks, like he's respectfully looking between everyone, but like his stare lingers on Icarus every now and then as he speaks. Put simply, we have a murderer in our midst.
Oh,
One who I fear has only begun his work. Some
Shit.
of you,
Got it.
some of you, doubtless may recall having heard stories of the late unpleasantness, how this town nearly tore itself apart in fear as Chopper's slayings went on unanswered. Although I wonder how much of the story of Chopper that you're aware of.
mm,
I only know rumors that I around the town when I remember going to Verna's Fine Clothing and I was talking with Ryosha and she brought up something along the lines of there being a serial killer. Some time ago, there's a street here, an alleyway here in the town where the standoff came to a gruesome end with Chopper and some law official uh killing each other in the alley. I
Yes,
can't quite
the
remember the full
father,
details.
my predecessor, my mentor, and like as he says that, like you could see like this look in his eyes of like not only sadness but like a sense of trauma. Um, and he shakes it off. He's like the former sheriff. If I
Can
knew
I
this
sense
was
motive on those tears? Are they real?
you wanna roll it, take 10.
I could take 10,
Yeah,
you said, or just roll it? All right, if it's a take 10, then it's a 19.
so
I'll
19.
roll it.
Okay.
See if them shits are crocodile tears, yo.
Yeah, right. Let's find out.
We need your help, please. Finally,
Oh,
keep
Far
those
as
guys
far as
occupied while we
far as,
go and
far as your characters know that
you know.
there's legitimate hurt. There's
Okay.
um yes, that's just part of it. You see, for those that don't know, this occurred just 5 months before the cathedral burned down, although the two incidents were in no relation to each other whatsoever. But there was a man named Jervis Stoop and built a home just there on the isle that we call Chopper's Isle, north of the old light. The town, the townspeople worried that he'd break his neck climbing up and down those island cliffs, and he had garnered a reputation for his eccentricity as he began his, I would say, lightly, a crusade to carve depictions of birds on every building in town. I'm sure some of you, I'm sure some of you savvy in woodwork may have noticed several areas of town where it looks like there once was a carving, but no longer. You see, Stu would carve these depictions of birds because of his love for them and his love for the freedom that they represented. He would often look at, he would often at times just look at various wooden structures or objects and would say that he had in his artistic vision that he had to free the bird within, and he would set to work. And the people loved this. He was much beloved for this. Then there was an incident, and he takes a deep breath, and he's like, Sandpoint's obviously, as any place, is no stranger to crime. Once, twice a year, yeah, passions will flare. A robbery will go bad. Somebody gets too jealous. But when the bodies began to mount that year, 4702, Town didn't know how to react. My mentor, Cass Averton, Sheriff Cass Averton, a retired city watch officer from Magnamore, wasn't prepared for the murderer here in town who came to be known as Chopper. And over the course of an entire month, it seemed that every day there was a new victim. They were found in always a terrible state, the body bearing deep cuts to the neck and torso, hands and feet severed and stacked nearby, the eyes and tongue missing entirely, plucked crudely from each head. 25 victims in total.
Mm-mm.
25.
That is a lot of victims.
And he had one heck of a knack at eluding the traps that were set, and the pursuit was wearing us down. Took a toll on Sheriff Everton. He was taking too much of the bottle because of it. And then,
your, your face right there.
what the fuck? And then he became Chopper's next and last victim. I was merely a
Fucking
town guard
trash, bro.
I was merely a town guard at the time. I was the first to find both the bodies that Chopper had left behind. The body of his victim and the body of Sheriff Averton.
Do you think maybe
But we were
if the sheriff was not drunk at the time, then maybe he would have had a little more of his wherewithal in his final battle with Chopper?
I'm sure It's a possibility, yes. He must have been walking home from the tavern where he confronted Chopper going after his next victim. And I'm sure the alcohol didn't help with his ability to fight off the murderer. And it's what killed him. Luckily though, he dealt a rather telling blow to Chopper, enough to leave a bloody trail for us to follow.
Mm.
So we followed the trail, led right to the stairs of Stoots Rock, where he lived on that island with him and his wife. And we feared the worst. That good old Jervis Stoot and his love of birds and his amazing woodwork would be the next victim. Only for us to climb to the top of that aisle and into his home, learning that Stoot and Chopper were the same person.
And
Good.
The eyes and tongues of all 25 victims, he had them laid out. Some horrific altar, some vile demon lord whose name none can recall, only that it was some demon lord of winged creatures and temptation. The sages will only said that it was a name that should never be said out loud, so no one knows.
Hmm.
But as much as I wish to have dealt the killing blow to Stoop for what he's done, he was already dead at the altar. He had plucked his own eyes and tongue out as some sort of vile final offering. We collapsed the entrance to those chambers, burned the house down, tore down the stairs. Didn't want to leave any remnants for the town to have to remember any of that. So, you can understand the implications of me telling you about this recent murder. Town doesn't need to relive that trauma all over again. I'm sure your next question is why
Right.
your group? Why you guys? Well,
Say we built the house on the graves of victims.
what the hell's looking
Is this a Pet Cemetery fucking episode right here?
we built our house on the graves of the victims. Probably. Yeah, you know we did that.
It's the
He
Halloween
goes,
episode, yo.
okay, it was for real. He goes, well, last night the murderer struck at the sawmill. There are two victims, and they're in pretty gruesome shape. The bodies were discovered by one of the mill workers. He's a man named Ivor Thorne. By the time me and my men and I arrived on the scene, a crowd of curious gawkers had already sprung up, and I've got my men stationed there now, keeping the mill locked down. The thing that bothers me isn't the fact that we have two dead bodies inside. It's the fact that this is actually the second set of murders we've had in the last few days. But we've had to keep that under wraps. And I come to you for help in this matter. My men are good, but they are also green. They were barely able to handle themselves against the goblins, and what we're facing now is an evil far worse than goblins.
Who
I
was the
need
other murder?
I need the help, but I'm afraid you'll need the help too. Because you see, I'm afraid that this particular murderer knows one of you as well. And he looks at
Money?
Icarus.
Yep.
Passes a
It's the rich
bloodstained
dude that wants to get in your pants.
passes a
I solved the
bloodstained
case.
scrap of parchment to Icarus.
She
And
relent-
and flashbacks immediately come to you as you begin to. I'm sure she begins to wonder and fear if it's somebody from the doll coming to looking for her.
yeah, yes. There's a panic there.
You guys see Icarus.
Damn.
Just straight.
No, who is it? No, liquid.
Um,
Yeah.
as you open it, your name is written in blood on the outside of the folded parchment.
Wow. Wow.
There's a short message as it says, "You will learn to love me, desire me in time as he did. Give yourself to the pack, and it shall all end."
Quidamir is gonna stand up from the table and take a walk down to the local library. He is looking for the spell Blood Biography, and he is
It
going to
is.
come back and fucking just fucking divine the blood and find out who the fuck's blood this is.
It
Free.
is
Let's go.
signed. It is signed, Your Lordship.
Oh, easy.
Way.
The Sheriff
Nah.
Hemlock explains that the note was found pinned to the sleeve of the latest victim by a splinter of wood.
Oh, okay.
I personally believe this note was left to throw suspicion onto you. And I obviously don't believe any of you, especially you, Icarus, has anything to do with the murders. But we can't let word of this note get out. I'm too afraid of the town's reaction and not fully understanding. Even though they've gotten used to you guys here within these 2 months and have accepted you, the trauma of Chopper's serial killings might ruin their sense of judgment.
I completely understand what you mean.
Can you take me to the corpse? I would like to see the cadaver.
Of course, in fact, I had full intention of giving you all of the leads that we've collected and for you to do further investigation while we do damage control. So first is the first he tells you the first thing he tells you is first is the lumber mill. That is where the recent murders took place. The bodies are still there, and we've made sure to keep the crime scene as uncontaminated as possible. And it is a wise choice, Quindamir, to investigate that first. Especially since it would be best to
Time
get
sensitive.
that area, yeah, time sensitive as well as they want to clean up the mill, make sure they get proper burial. Also, we've taken Ivor Thorn, and we've been interrogating him. He was the one that discovered the bodies. Ah,
It's not him.
he seems extremely frightened he doesn't seem to know much about what happened. As for an actual suspect, it's it's I'll admit it's a flimsy.
The police
Damn,
coming
the
already,
police are
son.
coming. The police are already coming for the. As for our only possible suspect, and it's extremely flimsy at that, it would be Vinder, the father of one of the victims.
That's
Although
too easy.
I personally believe that Ven is innocent. Still, it was the best we could take in question. The best person besides Iborthorn that we could take in question. As for those first murders, it was of 3 con men from the town of Galburia. We found them murdered in an abandoned barn south of here just a few days ago. Their bodyguard survived though, but apparently the assault has caused him to go insane, and he was sent to Habe Sanatorium. It's a privately run respite for the insane. And one final thing. None of us can make anything of it. And I am obviously it is clear there are a few stages amongst you. One of the apparently there's some sort of strange marking that the killer leaves. An odd star carved on the chest. Not sure what it means. Strange star has 7 points.
Uh oh.
He points to the
Do I
star
recognize that?
in front of his chest.
I recognize that, right?
Does
Religion?
anything like that.
It could be the same star on the Sahedron rune, but until you see it for yourself, how it's because I mean you can make a 7-pointed star look however the fuck you want.
Okay.
But he's like if you want to see it, yeah, it's you can you'll see it on the body when you get there.
Quindemir's gonna tuck it into his robes. He's wearing it. The medallion.
So we zoom here. He goes, he thanks you, and he goes to walk out. He's like, if you're ready, if any of you are ready now, I'll escort you there.
I am ready now.
Oh,
Come
shit.
on.
I think
Oh.
everything here has come to a very quick close. As more pressing matters has presented themselves.
We need to go now. Politics can wait. There are bodies being found in the streets. That is also how it will be when you are in office.
Who do you mean by we? You are
Whoever you are trying to take this position,
Well,
Trying to
shit.
take
I had
you
I
are
had gifts for everyone, but now it doesn't seem like the time.
Right?
you must be talking about Icarus. She is the only person who is running for office.
Oh
Icarus, you best be able to break away from your duties in order to do your in order to do in order to fulfill your true obligations
My,
while you are playing president.
my true obligation.
Yeah, he's mocking you at this point, yo.
She goes, my true obligations will always be to the people of Sandpoint. I'm not sure. Nothing
So
would.
you want to be a barrister, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a politician, and you want to also be an adventurer. I do not know when you are going to have all this time, but I am not going to hold you. If you have
Waylon does it.
the ability to juggle these major life these major tasks, then please, by all means, good luck. I just would hate to see that you are unable to join us when we are taking care of the real work.
It's like a sly grin. And she goes, I trusted you guys would help me. That doesn't mean I'm gonna miss an adventure.
All will be well.
If
You'll
I
be
do my job, which is make sure Sandpoint is safe in the best way that I can, then you are being helped. I think when we spread ourselves too thin is when we are doing the least amount of when we are being the least useful, when we spread ourselves too thin.
Well,
That is all I am saying.
we haven't spread ourselves yet, so we don't know what our thin is.
Oh.
again. Where is Carlin with the underhanded quips?
Yeah.
Hmm?
I'm fucking Halloween.
He must still be training with someone or hanging out with Chilelu, trying to get on her good side.
He would be.
We can do this.
Or
We
or
can
her
figure this
backside.
part out.
Out of character, Caldo would hate for anybody going political. He would hate it. I can see it right now. I can see it.
Wait, what? Callum's there. I don't know.
He would hate it.
We just don't have his player here.
Nah, son. When he's absent, he can't be at the table, bro. He a bot just sitting there waiting for someone to shove their fucking hand into his back. Like, no, that's crazy. He gotta be doing something else.
I guess for this situation, but I'll say he'll show up at the lumber mill, having been filled in by somebody else. Then
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea, Lewis.
yeah, he goes, "Hey, what's going on, guys? What I miss?"
Icarus is going political.
Wait, did I miss the Did I miss the? Did I miss the opening of the building? Oh, sorry, I was out. I was out tracking
Yeah,
some.
we
I was out tracking some boar. I don't
tracking
think
some
that's.
pussy. Oh, that's what you
Uh,
call Chilelu? That's crazy. You tracking some boar. This dude
Shit you
came
doing
back.
him?
Honestly,
Actually,
I think it's
I,
fine
I,
if his character is just not in the loop like that. He's down for killing shit. That's okay.
I'll leave for the next.
Plus, that keeps things
fucking-
funny
Yeah,
and
it does.
lighthearted. You know what I mean? Because
Right. He'll be the Zorro of the group for the time being.
he got lost.
Lost my sauce.
Oh, we were
Lost
meeting
the sauce.
here. Oh, we were meeting at
Can
the.
Oh, okay.
since-
So fill me in. What's going
Oh.
on?
Lou,
Who am I cutting?
since I can see, I think
Who am I cutting today? Yeah.
we're running out of time, right? Can I say that I gave these out before this dude showed up? And
Actually, yeah, I totally forgot, and I would
And
have.
I'll just-
I would have. I
I'll just
didn't know
keep it. I'll
how
just keep
long.
it
I
quick.
didn't know how long these two were gonna go, and I was like,
Yeah.
But I guess before they went at it, we could say Raheem had something to offer before Icarus brought up the whole
That was my
conversation.
fault.
So
So
basically, it's just like uh, since you all helped me out these past days, I went out and got gifts for you all to show my appreciation.
Hmm.
And
Go shopping.
so I turned to Caldum and I'm like, these are for you. I see the issues that you've been having, and I hope that this will
looking at them, he's like,
help. And it's basically
"Weapon
just these
cord."
things, right? Just pull out a couple weapon cords,
He's like, "This is
hand
great.
them over to him.
Oh.
Why, thank you, Rakeem. This is extremely thoughtful. Now I don't have to worry about where I drop them, because whenever I decide
Oh yeah,
I don't have to worry
that's
about
true.
getting completely panicked and drop.
And
Right.
if next time I run like a chicken somewhere, it'll come with me.
Right.
Yeah,
That sounds like something he would say too.
yeah.
But which I realize like out of game is kind of funny because like he switches weapons a lot, and if you actually read the description of this, like it's really not going to help him out. But this is what Raheem thinks is going to help him out.
Mm. Good
Quindamir,
night.
I got this for you. I have noticed you have been doing an awful lot of spelling lately,
Hmm.
and I hand you this book, and then there's also what do you use like materials when you're doing your scribing and shit?
Like ink, I
How
would
does it work? Yeah,
imagine.
so
Special
you got
inks,
like
powders.
this little
Yeah.
grab bag of like fucking inks and shit like that, but there's also a book.
Okay.
And if you look at the book, it is actually just like a spelling book. Like it's literally like an
ABCD.
elven, like fucking in
Yeah.
elven, and it's like teaching like kids how to fucking spell.
And the bear's like, "Oh, great, thank you.
And you,
This is very thoughtful, Rakim. Thank you so much for this. This will help me while I'm doing my scribing."
and yeah, you would get that impression that Rakim is under the impression that like the act of casting a spell is spelling, and so he got you this fucking spelling book.
I like it. I like it a
Um,
lot. Yo, Quinterman's neutral good son. He's
wait,
not even gonna fucking. He's not even gonna fucking be like, "Yo, you're an asshole.
now,
What the hell is this?"
Waylon, I went looking for you in the apothecary, and I just couldn't find anything that I really felt fit until I met this merchant. He sold me this potion that he called Feel Fine Flask. It cures any ailment, any wound. It is a miracle potion beyond belief. And he sold it to me at a fair price. And I figured if you could study this, perhaps you could add it to your collection and maybe make your bombs out of it or whatever it is you do. But here.
I would do an appraise on that, Lewis.
Actually, you could roll. Actually, not even. You could take 10 on alchemy with your fucking 30
Said,
DC that you
"How
could beat,
much
right?
did you spend?"
So as Waylon looks at it, fully aware that Rakeem doesn't know fucking left or right what a fucking anything
You
alchemical is, right?
spent what?
So the first thing Waylon, being who he is and knowing obviously who he worships and being in the world of the business and merchants and whatnot,
Man, gotta take it for a ride.
your first thought is I hope he didn't get cheated. So
Yeah.
you look at the flask and you look at you pop the cork, you smell, you swirl it around, you look at it, and you easily realize it's snake oil.
Damn.
Damn.
Damn. They got
When
him,
I
boys.
found there's
They
a
got him.
literal item called fucking snake oil, I
Yeah,
was
it's
like, that's
actually
great.
called snake oil. So what it really does, uh,
Gives you a rash.
what it really does, it's actually a mildly toxic liniment that numbs flesh, and it can soothe injuries. Though the tincture is actually poisonous, an imbiber who avoids becoming poisoned when they take this will recover from minor injuries. So you drink it, and if you fail to save, you're actually going to get hurt. One point of non-lethal damage. But if you pass the save, if you deal with the poison, if your body deals with the poison, then it actually heals you 1d6 points of non-lethal damage.
That's not a good deal at all, bro.
No, absolutely not. It is indeed
Damn.
snake oil.
So
Snake oil, son.
he looks at Rakim and he goes, "This is a wonderful gift. Thank you so very
Uh,
Oh,
Icarus.
Oh shit.
oh, this is fun.
After our unfortunate run-in with the Varghouls, I couldn't think of what to get you. However, you were greatly changed from when we first met, and I found this, and I sort of hand you this other like small like vial, I guess, and I'm just sort of making the motion to you to like
Sure.
put it on your head, you know, and I hand it to you, and I'm just nodding, and I'm going,
She takes a second and she looks at Rakim's excitement and she like puts it on her head. Just
All right, so you pour it on your head, and
Oh, you're going bald, bro.
what
Good
immediately and instantly, he's already bald.
Oh,
What
hair comes
immediately
back?
happens and instantly is your hair grows immediately, long and thick, completely blocking your vision. In fact,
use me?
Sadako body.
It worked. Waylon is shocked and she's like, "It worked."
What the hell is this?
I
That looked like it hurt.
This snake oil and
obviously
she
you'll need
goes,
a hair. You
"It
need
really
to
works."
get it cut in
That looked
style.
like it
but-
hurt, yo.
She's like, oh,
Bro, how is your brain right now, son?
she like
Like-
pulls the hair back from her eyes and like, well, this is unexpected.
That looked painful, bro. Where'd that hair come from?
I know.
Waylon just slowly claps.
These are so thoughtful gifts.
Oh, wonderful job.
and
Great. Now I gotta make
Nasir.
another picture. God damn it.
and Nasir, and I walk over
Nasir.
towards him.
Let's see, looks over. Yeah.
I instantly throw a flurry at him and say, "Defend yourself!"
And
Damn.
Ooh,
Damn.
you see,
No bluff versus sense motive, real quick. He sensed that coming.
yeah, you know,
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
I'll do a
Like,
sense
your brother
motive
can
check.
surprise you
You can
like
do
that?
that,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I'll do a sense motive check.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah, you see it coming a
Alright.
mile away,
You
then.
saw it
No way I'm beating that.
Nice.
What's the fucking bluff roll?
So I'm sure you probably put up a total defense
My bluff is
in
shit.
response. So
Said
Nah,
defend
you
yourself.
see Nasir laugh and he sits back, he stands up and he goes into he takes a defensive stance, but it looks different than Nasir's. Instead, Nasir's stance, and he goes, "I've been working on something too," and he takes the Philly shell stance. And I don't know if you guys know what the Philly shell boxing stance is.
Nah.
It's you ever see Floyd Mayweather box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that shoulder
Yeah,
first.
it's where he shoulder rolls and he counter punches a lot. So he's like he's standing like this, he's standing back like this, and he's like he's like come at me. He's like, come on.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll show you what the shoulder roll looks like.
Hit
So
with
he
the
starts
shoulder roll.
he starts shoulder roll. He starts hitting with the little Dempsey roll, shoulder roll. And that's how I'm going to use. It's basically my bark skin. That's what I got for level 5. Why you see it kind of, he starts, I don't know exactly what bark skin looks like, so I'm just going to make it look like something completely
It's
different.
like, I mean, if somebody would have seen the skin, they would see the skin like they would hear like light creaking, like the creaking of like as if
oak,
like oak, right? And then like the skin would look like coarse and hardened.
Gotcha. Okay, so you basically take the properties of a tree, right? Gotcha. Well, you see it. You start to see his shoulder start to get like, a little bit of moss on the top of his shoulder. It starts to creak down his arm. It's like
it doesn't have to
you
actually
know,
be
it's
plant matter.
no,
But
I want it to look like
okay.
I want it to look like on some Ed shit,
Actual actual bark,
like bark skin, like some Groot shit grew on my arms and chest and shit. So he takes the defensive stance for bark skin. He casts bark skin over himself.
So both of those are gonna miss, right?
Yeah.
If he did defensive. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
that's dope.
He
All right.
increases armor class by another 2.
That's
Which makes your armor class what is your total armor class?
Like
Pretty sure.
20 something.
It's
21. 20.
It's 18 right now. It goes up to 20. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes up every level, right?
That's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
See it. I mean, at that point, Rakim I'm just laughing my ass off, and give you a hug, and I'm like, there is no greater gift than the gift of defense. And you guys would get the sense that like Rakim has just been like randomly attacking Nasir, like throughout this entire downtime, just fucking out of nowhere, just throwing punches and kicks, like coming around corners and fucking throwing punches at him. Like
that's how they play tag.
Right.
Glad
That's how we stay sharp.
It's the
I
talk.
am
It's
glad
actually it's the talk of the town. It ends up becoming a Some people in town be making bets like, oh, which one finds the other, which one finds the other and gets a hit in.
Wow.
It brings entertainment and delight to the town when they see it. Just like it used to be fun and entertaining to see those birds carved in the wood now they have a new thing to look for.
And you have all helped me come to a realization, and I will continue to fight alongside you. However, I want to make it plain, I am done killing.
Don't say that.
I am done. It's this new path I am taking. If had Mariah not done what she did, we would not be alive today talking. And who would think that hobgoblins could be where we are? I mean, although unlikely, it's obviously not impossible. How many of those goblin lives that I stomped out could possibly have turned? And if you don't at least attempt the impossible, you'll never know if it was possible at all. And so this basically is leading into Rakim has taken a new archetype, and he is now a soft strike monk.
Oh, shit.
Icarus is like
Interesting.
slow
Soft
clapping.
strike.
She's slow clapping.
Your
and she's like,
characters will witness it. As you see him fight, your characters will witness the difference. You'll see the difference. Go ahead, Icarus.
wow. She like slow clapped and like this huge grin in her face. I guess someone actually took what I said to heart.
Absolutely. And I understand. I understand people die in battle. It happens. But I'm going to do my best to prevent it. And should you, I would ask that you help me do that as well, to the best of your ability.
I respect the path that both of you have decided to walk upon. I must say, however, as for me, I will be walking my own path. One paved in explosives for those who would call themselves the enemy of those who are civilized and peaceful. And my explosives are not exactly non-lethal.
Anyone who enters into combat understands the risks. I get it. Should you hit someone with a bomb who attacked us, who's against us, against Sandpoint, evil, what have you, and they die, that was their choice. I'm simply asking that if we have someone like Nualia help found the way she was, we are not killing anyone in that fashion. That is my hope.
So no more cold-blooded shit.
The way you curve stomped that one bitch, you know.
No, Caldum. No, I was Nate Deer, actually. That was me.
We gotta talk about that, my guy.
I mean, I was doing that in our first bout with the goblins. I was curb stomping every single one of them. So
I think who threw the goblin off Thistletop? That was Rakim, wasn't it?
Oh, that was me.
That was
Yeah,
Nate
that
Deer
was me.
also.
Like these should be alignment checks, okay?
That was fair though, because they dumped us into the water. So I was like, "Oh, dump them into the water." Yeah, I didn't like it. I mean, we survived it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Which at the end of that conversation segues into probably Icarus saying something along the lines of like, the two of you, if shouldn't have to hide yourselves here like this. And same point, people should be accepted for their actions and not their appearance. And then that will segue into like, which is why I'm going to try and run for
office?
mayor. Run for office. And then that's where the rest picked up.
So that's how it happened. Okay.
That's where the rest picked up. And of course we already know how we went through all of that. And fast forward back to
Well, that would obviously solicit a different response, I think, because now it's not just about doing it for power's sake. Now it's like I'm trying to like.
It's not even for power's sake. It's for financial gain.
Power, but okay. I mean, you can say whatever you need to say.
Like we're doing it for both.
First you get the money, then you get the power. After you get the power, motherfuckers give respect.
That's what you know what I mean. Like it's all it's all relative.
Characters make their enter. Start walking up towards the mill where the episode fades into the credits, and we will continue next week.
Will our heroes be able to find out what happened to the victims of Chopper?
Well, Chopper already is gone, so
Chopper's gone.
I said what happened to the victims of Chopper.
This just said you will love me. Oh shit. You will love me. Oh.
And that you should actually do I have the
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
I got
you
a
know what? I do. I need to
pretty like wonky brain when it comes to all this like Pathfinder D&D shit, and so like every time Lou says something like that, like fades out for the next episode of it, I just
Yeah.
have this like 1920s fucking radio voice in my head. You know,
Like War of the
what
War?
will the Red Society do? Will they find Chopper? Stay tuned next week for the next episode of.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh shit.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z or whatever the fuck. It was. Dungeon Ball Z.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
It used to
that's
be
too
like
good.
we with Matt. We used to always play like Gears of War with a crew of people, and
Good
just we
game.
always called it whenever somebody got hit with a grenade out of nowhere. We said that they got hit from like random grenade man. You know, and it was
Random
like,
grenade man.
it was like, stay tuned for the next episode of Random Grenade Man.
Yeah,
Shit.
what a good game.
Good game.
Smoke out.
It was good. Hopefully, I didn't bore you too much with all the shit I had planned, but I know
Not
it's
in
a
the
little lengthy.
slightest.
That shit was fun.
That was fun.
That's some good ass RP.
For real.
All right.
All right,
But I
fellas.
enjoyed it. I love all the different responses. Actually, some of it I didn't expect, so it was good. It was cool.
All right. That shit worked out.
Yeah, it's pretty diverse, and plus everyone's getting more and more levels and more expressive. So I
Yeah, we got a lot.
don't know, man. We might need to.
Got a lot done. The only thing
We did get a lot done, but I feel like
the only thing gear
Mhm.
wise would be we'll have to settle that over WhatsApp with the wondrous items.
Let's get sold.
What wondrous
I wonder how
items are being
Calvin would have
crafted.
felt about it.
Right. It sucks we can't get really his actual input.
Yeah. But otherwise,
I
still
mean,
great.
he can always watch on his time and then probably
On his off time.
Yeah, and tell us in WhatsApp. You know, this is how
This is
Calvin
what I
feels.
would have said. Yeah.
Right. What direction you want to go?
Or
in
not
this
even. Well,
character.
not. This is what I would have said, but like, this you can play your characters as knowing that this is how Calvin feels, and he like types out like what, or he sends a voice message in WhatsApp saying this is what Calvin thinks of the whole thing.
Well, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
The only actually I just remembered. Remember I said I was going to put a sign up out front of the bridge at Thistletop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sort of my new oath. It's not an actual oath in Pathfinder. It's just something I'm totally ripping off. But it's my oath of peace.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Do not hurt where holding is enough. Do not wound where hurting is enough. Do not maim where wounding is enough, and kill not where maiming is enough. The greatest warrior is he who does not need to kill."
It seems like
That
people
is
starting to
that
become
is the
more and
new
more. Is that religious?
mantra.
That's becoming more religious.
They do.
That's
worship
actually
you,
from that
Rory.
fucking book. That's from that book series I was telling you about.
Which one?
Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. It's like 9 books long. Shit is amazing. Lou, if you're still streaming, Steven Donaldson, all the credits to you. All that shit's you, bro. No, you know, I do not own the rights to that fucking
To that quote, something like that,
to
right?
that quote.
Okay, all right.
Get out there
I
and
have to
buy
check
it.
it out. I have to check it out. Get out there and buy it. It's not sponsored. Oh shit.
Oh shit. All right.
All right, fellas. GG's. Damn, man. I feel like the
Game, boys.
night's always so fast.
Yeah, man.
That shit goes.
But it's okay. It gives me time to do my fucking
my shit so I could add a little bit
Yeah,
more.
there's still some loose ends before the character's like fully finished. So I'm sure there's some wondrous items. Those
Oh yeah, you could
wondrous
probably
items.
work on that, Icarus, if you're still hanging out in the fucking chat. Oh, he probably dipped already. Pick a fucking goddamn wondrous item and make it. Yeah. Oh man, yo, thanks for my spelling book, man. I'll holler at you later.
Alright.
Anytime, bro.
That shit was rich. Later, bro. Later, y'all.
Later.
Peace.
All right.
Yeah,
You have a good
peace
night.
out.
Peace.